And
Well, good evening, Arkansas. We are in live severe weather coverage now across the natural state. As we've talked about, we have multiple severe and tornado warnings ongoing now across Oklahoma and Texas. We now have a new warning, and this one has been issued for our folks in Sebastian County, and this goes until 7 p.m. this evening. And this storm has a history of producing tours down in LeFlore County, Oklahoma.
right, so as Derek just mentioned before, we do have a new tornado warning that is in place until 7 o'clock. It's going to go for southwestern Sebastian County and southeastern LeFlore County in Oklahoma and west central Arkansas. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado and also having the history of producing tornadoes was moving northeast at 45 miles per hour here. So radar indicated rotation with this storm. You need to be seeking shelter immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls and unity outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately here. Okay,
right, so a new warning on the board. This one is also now for Scott County in western Arkansas, also until 7
okay,
o'clock.
so basically they brought the tornado warning down to Scott County. So this now includes Scott County as well. So we're going to watch the situation closely. As I said before, this is a tornado warning. There it is right there. It just got issued for Scott County. So this is going to go until 7 o'clock tonight. There's the area of rotation. Let's go ahead and zoom this down. So if you know anyone in Mansfield or anyone at this point that is on Highway 71 or Highway 59, they need to be seeking their tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to unity outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately at this current point. Okay, so this is going to be the area right here, just coming out of Oklahoma. Let's go ahead and go over to our velocity scan real fast here, and you can see where the area of rotation is going to be. It's going to be right in here. Okay, so it's going to be popping up here just short. There it is right there. So Highway 59, where you have those green and those red inbound, is where you're going to have to watch for that tornado potential. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw this out real fast. It's going to be right in here. Okay, so you need to be seeking shelter immediately if you're in Scott County, western Scott County, or you're up here in Sebastian County. That goes for Hartford, Mansfield, and also just to the west of Waldron right now. Waldron, I know the sirens are probably going off there right now, but this is what we got at this point here. Go ahead, Derek.
All right, so once again, also we are continuing to watch storms coming out of northeastern Texas as well. If you live down Ashdown and Dinkley and Texarkana, you need to be ready to go into your tornado safely within the next hour or so. These storms are moving to the northeast at 50 to 60 miles per hour. We do have one on the ground just to the southwest of Idabel.
Right.
So again, these storms have produced damage, have produced tornadoes. You need to be in the lowest level of your house, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Center part of your house is the best. Again, if you have mattresses, blankets, something to cover your head, because head injuries are the number one thing we see when tornadoes strike.
Right, so this is going to be the tornado warning itself, just kind of give you guys a representation of where it is. Also, we've got a flooding situation developing over here in eastern Oklahoma as well. We also have multiple tornado warnings over here in northeast Texas as well. So very busy night. We told you guys this morning and this afternoon that you need to be ready to seek your tornado precautions and stuff like that, and this is what we got at this point. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning up here that does include the following. It's going to go for, maybe for just a second, it's going to go for Franklin, Crawford, Sebastian, Sequoia, and also LeFlore counties over here until 7 o'clock. Severe thunderstorms located along the line extending from near Roland to 4 miles north of Plateau, moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. So that's why we're saying, folks, you do not have a lot of time to react with these storms here. So if you know anyone in western Scott County or in southern Sebastian County, they need to be seeking shelter immediately at this current point here. Go ahead, Derek. What you got?
This includes towns like Blackford, Cawthron, Hartford. You need to be taking your tornado precautions. And downstream, we're already watching our folks in Greenwood and Charleston and Booneville as well.
Yep.
Our concern is that as this continues to push into the state, these are going to start moving east. If they move east, your tornado threat will actually start to increase even more so, because they will be moving into a very highly sheared atmosphere and very unstable atmosphere across the state. Normally, we talk about morning rain or something like that. We have not had that all day long.
Right.
So we have a very unstable atmosphere across the state, and conditions are going to get a little bit worse, especially across parts of western and southwestern and into parts of central Arkansas as we head into the late evening to the overnight hours.
Right. I do agree, and also we're in communication with our forecasters and stuff right now, so bear with us just a second, guys. But 7-4, if you're just now tuning in, this is going to go for western Scott County over here in southern Sebastian County until 7 o'clock this evening. You need to be seeking your tornado precautions immediately at this point. So right along here, I know sirens are probably, like I said before, sirens are going off in the Waldron area right now, in Mansfield. You need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. Also, watch out for the flooding threat and the high wind threat over here as well. Here, there's the radar scan right here, and we're going to show you where the area of rotation is. And it's not as impressive as it once was when it was coming out of Oklahoma, which is great news. But we're watching the situation closely. So if there were to be a tornado, it's going to be right in here, and it's moving northeast at about, I'd clip it about 50 miles per hour. So we're going to put a track just like this. We're going to zoom this out, put a track on it real quickly here. Okay, so I'm going to clip about, okay, so it's about 40 miles per hour. So there it is right there. So Hartsford, Mansfield, and Huntington, you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls to unity outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately here. That's where the area of rotation would be. Let's go ahead and put it over here. It's going to be right in here. In that area where the tornado would be. If there were to be a tornado, it's going to be right in here, okay? So you need to be taking your tornado precautions. I mean, if you're in the Hartfield area or in Mansfield or anywhere in Sebastian or in western Scott County at this current point. Go ahead.
Let's go look at a rotation scan.
Yeah.
Here, because this is showing increasing area of rotation just to the south of Page, of Oklahoma. We got very about a 4,
this one right here.
5 on the scan now.
Okay.
Yep, and this one, and it's just to the south. And
Yeah.
I would not be shocked.
Right there, just south of Highway 1.
And I do believe that's where your new potential tornado is going to form. And if that's the case, that's going to again affect areas closer towards Waldron and Y City, and then even the very northwest corner potentially of Polk County as well. Again, on our latest scan, is even stronger than the previous one.
Yeah, and I do agree. So interest alone, and you can see Highway 1. This is going right over Highway 63 right now. So if you know anyone in this area here in eastern Oklahoma and in the western Arkansas, you need to be seeking your tornado precautions immediately, guys. We cannot stress that enough. As I mentioned before, this is a very serious situation here. I know everybody's panicking right now, trying to figure out what's going on, etc. Take a look at the bottom right corner of your screen. All your newest information is going to be updated there across the board here, okay? But this is what we got. Tornado warning in place over here at this point across Sebastian County and Scott County. You need to be seeking shelter immediately. This is going to stay south right now, south of Greenwood and south of downtown Fort Smith. However, what I would suggest, if you're in this area, keep an eye on the heavy rainfall and the wind threat over here, because you're talking 60 mile per hour winds inbound and 60 mile per hour outbound. So there's the area of rotation basically right there, and that's moving northeast at about 40 to 45 miles per hour here. So you don't have a lot of time to react in this area. You need to be seeking shelter immediately. There, you get anything coming on the board over there. And I'm seeing northeast Texas, by the way. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tornado warnings on the board down there. And we have one right now that is impacting Scott and Sebastian counties at this point here. So there's a track right there. And I believe that newest scan just came in just south of Havener. There's that broad area of rotation that's going to continue to move on towards northeast here. Go ahead there.
All right. So the latest scan here, again, just to the south of Page. Again, we do have another one. Let's zoom in and get a few streets on that as well.
Yeah.
Just to this. Again, there's two areas of defined rotation. One just to the south of Page, and then this one here is just to the west of Waldron. This is going to move up towards Hartford and Mansfield and Blackport here over the next really 15 to 20 minutes or
so. Yeah, there's the second area down here. That's going to go right over Highway 1 and then Highway 59 over here in eastern Oklahoma. And it's going to make its way into western Scott County for too much longer. So we'll have to watch that close. That area of rotation is right. Go ahead.
So this storm does not have a history of damage and injuries as well.
Oh, man.
coming out of Pickens, Oklahoma. So once again, if you live in western Scott County, southwestern Sebastian County, you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. Lowest level of your house, away from windows, and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible.
Yep. I do agree at this point. So as I said before, guys, we're kind of communicating with our forecast and stuff like that right now. So we're doing that at this point. But right now, you need to be seeking shelter immediately in this area. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to the outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately. And you can see on the bottom right corner of your screen, you're tuning in, trying to figure out where the tornado warning is. It's going to go for Sebastian and Scott County until 7 o'clock this evening here. There's the track and also the timing over here. There's a new feature that we have on here. Instead of the specific timing, it actually gives you the minutes, the countdown minutes on what to expect here. So Hartford, you've got 23 minutes to seek your tornado precautions. Mansfield, you've got 34 minutes. Huntington, you have 35. Use that time closely. If you're in Boonville right now or you're in Greenwood at this point, you have a little bit extra time. You have about 45 minutes. Use that time. Remember what I said this morning, with these storms moving as fast as they're going to be moving, you want to use every minute that you can, okay? So if you're in Boonville right now, Greenwood, I think you'll be okay unless this thing starts tilting a little bit further to the north. But Boonville, definitely, you need to watch the situation closely. Take those tornado precautions immediately at this current time here. Derek, are you getting any more information over there at this point?
No, yet. I will say it does seem like our rotation on this storm is starting to weaken just a touch. But again, you don't want to let your guard down on this storm because this storm does have a history of both damage and tornadoes this evening. Really, just to the southwest of Mena. Again, this is moving towards the northeast, just west of Waldron, just west of Y City. If you live in Waldron and Y City, this is not going to be coming at you, but the actual line of storm will be over the next hour or two, as this entire system begins to push out of Oklahoma and into Arkansas.
Yeah. So here it is right here, and you can see on radar here. Let's go ahead and loop the radar for just a moment. You can see these storms beginning to move to the north and east here, coming off of 65 over here, and not 65, 59 over here, excuse me, over here in eastern Oklahoma, moving northeast into western Scott County and then southern Sebastian County at this time here, okay? But we're going to zoom this out because I know a lot of people are kind of wondering what's going on across the state, stuff like that. I know everybody sees what's going on in northeast Texas, and everybody's, scared, trying to figure out what's going on. The anxiety's through the roof. I want to stress to you guys right now, take a deep breath, relax. I know it's easier said than done, but we're going to be here, okay? We're not going anywhere. We're not going to ignore you guys or anything like that. It's just when tornado warnings happen. That's why I was asking you guys earlier if y'all had questions, because that was the time to ask. Now we're in coverage mode, so we're not going to be able to answer specific city and county questions. It's just not going to happen unless you're in that tornado warning area here. So keep that in mind. But you can see what's going on here in northeast Texas. You've got several tornado warnings here. A couple of those tornado warnings have produced damage down here. Also, this is the tornado watch box right now. So northwestern Arkansas, you're in it until 8 o'clock this evening within the next 2 hours, okay? Central, southwest, northern Arkansas, and southern Arkansas, you're in this until midnight tonight. A couple of tornadoes, a few strong, and also wind gusts upwards to 70 miles per hour across this area here. So keep that in mind across the board here. We're going to be watching the situation very, very closely here across this area here. But here, what you got for me?
We have a brand new warning. This is for McCurtain County, Oklahoma. This also does.
There it is.
Just to the west.
Yep, there it is.
Just to the southwest of DeQueen.
Tornado emergency.
So once again, this is a tornado emergency. This is for the towns of Idabel and Broken Bow, Oklahoma. And again, this is going to be moving towards Mena, Wiggs, and DeQueen here over the next hour or so. So we're definitely going to be watching this storm, and this storm is well ahead of the main line. And so this is something that we're going to be watching. Everybody, I'm sure many of you in Southwest Arkansas remember the umpire one a few years ago. This on a very similar track, right in between the DeQueen area and Mena. So once again, on its track, it will be there within the next, say, hour and a half or so. But okay, we have a brand new tornado on the ground coming into Arkansas.
Gotcha. There it is, right there.
All
So
right.
there's this warning. It's number 4. This is a confirmed tornado on the ground here, guys. So this is what we got. So a tornado warning.
PDS.
PDS. A tornado warning remains in effect till 7 o'clock for Sebastian and eastern LaFleur counties. A confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located 3 miles northeast of Heavener, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Take cover now. Hazard, damaging tornado. Source, radar confirmed tornado at this point. You are in a life-threatening situation. Flying debris may be deadly to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be destroyed. Considerable damage to homes, businesses, and vehicles is likely. And potential of complete destruction is now on the table. This includes the following areas: Hartford, Heavener, Midland, Heavener, Runstone Park. Also Crossroads, Richardville, and Patterson. To repeat, this is a tornado warning. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Tornado warning. A large and extremely dangerous tornado has been located 3 miles northeast of Havener, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. Hartfield, Mansfield. This is your call to action. Take your tornado precautions immediately. If you go outside, try to look for this, the next action you take could be the difference between life and death at this point. You need to be seeking shelter immediately. If you can get on the ground, that's preferable. But if you can't, find an interior room, get away from the windows, and get away from the exterior walls, and put as many walls between you and this tornado as possible. To repeat, this is a particularly dangerous situation, and PDS tornado warning at this point here. Go ahead, Derek.
Greenwood and Charleston. This is your first alert. This is moving to the northeast at 50 miles per hour. So if you live in Greenwood and Charleston, you need to think about taking those tornado precautions now.
There
and
it
if
is.
I'm not
There it
mistaken,
is.
our latest scan has a debris ball on the radar. Let's go back to our velocity or our reflectivity scan on it.
Reflectivity. Okay. All right. Give me 1 second. There it is.
Let's go back to. Okay, maybe not.
Problem.
It's
Okay.
very-
Hold on. Let me do this real quick.
All right.
Let me do this. Okay. All right. So this is gonna be. It's gonna be right here. Basically, it's gonna be. Let's go over to our velocity, because the problem is right now it's right there, right under Fort Smith's nose. So you're not going to be able to see it right off the gate. But that's where it's going to be right here. Let me see if I can go over to our CC drop real fast here. And it's going to be right there near Havener, Hartford.
Hartford, you definitely. Okay, so. All right, so the purple on the reflectivity is debris.
Okay.
So we definitely seeing.
Right there.
Yeah, there it is.
Right there.
Let's go to our correlation.
Coefficient.
Yep.
Yep, there
Very,
it is.
very, very, very strong area of rotation just to the northeast
Right there.
of
Havener.
Yep.
There it is right there. That's going to be it right there. So, Hartford, Mansfield, we've been harping you guys for the last couple of minutes here. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Tornado warning now. You need to be seeking shelter immediately at this point here. It's going to go for Hartford, and it's going to go for the Mansfield area here. So take those precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls from you and the outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately at this point here. Go ahead, Derek.
Okay. So again, Hartford, you need to be lowest level of your house, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Once again, this is a large and extremely dangerous tornado. Now, we were talking about last night and the last couple of days in our live streams. We were talking about EF2 to EF5. That's what we call a strong tornado. Now, that being said, we don't know what the rating is of this right now. What we do know is wind speeds on the radar are extremely strong right now. Let's pull up the wind speeds on the radar.
Okay.
Just to give us a good idea of what we are looking at here.
Right there. Right in there. That's what the area rotation is going to be. Let's go over to, let's throw a little to velocity. And
once again,
that's what pulling up here just a little bit.
If you live in Hartford, you need to be in a safe place right now. This is a very rural area
Right there.
of Sebastian County. But once again, Greenwood, there's a lot of farmland out here. There's a lot of population as you head towards the Greenwood area. and even up towards Charleston and Boonville. Again, this is a damaging tornado. We have damage now being seen and being lofted into the atmosphere, and some indications are we are seeing it lofted well into the atmosphere. When it gets on a radar scan, we're talking 10, 15,000 feet, and what that tells me is that this is a very, very strong tornado right now. So once again, if you live in Hartford, you need to be in your safe place now.
Definitely, guys. So this is what we got at this point. It's going to be for the Hartford and Mansfield area over here. We're also watching this other storm down here near the Queen. Like I said before, we're not taking our eyes off of anything at this point. We're not ignoring anyone or anything like that here. But a tornado is on the ground, tornado emergency. At this point, you need to be seeking shelter immediately, guys. We cannot stress that enough. At this point, we've got several tornado warnings on the board. We're very, very busy. We were warning you guys earlier on that this was going to be potential, and this is what we got, unfortunately, here. But as I said before, tornado on the ground. There it is right there. There it is right there with the newest scan on our side here. There it is. That's going to be it right here, folks. That's the tornado right there. You need to be seeking shelter immediately. Let's go ahead and pull up on our rotation indicator. So it's going to be right here. Okay, you got winds coming in at this point, and then you can see where the tornado is right there. So that's going to be just to the northeast of Havener, and it's moving northeast towards Hartsville. So Hartford. Highway 83. If you're on 83 right now, you need to find shelter immediately. This is a confirmed tornado moving towards that direction at this point here. So take those tornado precautions immediately, guys. Get away from windows, put as many walls to uni outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately here. Go ahead there. You got any more information?
None
okay.
Yet. I'm waiting. So exactly not getting any reports from up here yet.
Okay.
So we're going to be.
There it is right there. Oh man, look at that.
But
there's the debris. There's the debris ball.
Significant debris ball is now being seen on the radar. This is going to move towards Hartford and Mansfield, Greenwood. Once again, this is your first alert. This storm is going to track very close to or just southeast of the town of Greenwood.
And we put
if
a
you live in
trap.
Boonville, if you live in Boonville, this is your first alert as well. You need to be thinking about those tornado precautions. And once again, folks, this is also as a reminder, as we talked about, don't focus on the risk area. This is moving. This is actually.
Oh yeah, this is a slight risk area. This is way outside of the
yeah. It is moving out of the enhanced risk into the slight risk area. So once again, risk areas don't. A tornado does not care about a risk area, and that's basically what we were going on over the last couple of days.
Definitely. So this is and I've turned the roads on and stuff like that, so you guys kind of see this. I'm afraid Hartfield's supposed to take a direct hit. They're supposed to take a direct hit with this. So this is moving northeast towards Highway 83, Plateau Mountain Road over here. We've got Hartford Road. We got Highway 96 over here, and then you got downtown Hartford. You know anybody in this area, they need to be seeking shelter now. This is a particularly dangerous situation. You can see it as clear as day on our radar. That blue area that you're seeing right here. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Pull our tornado tool up real quick. This is where the tornado is right now. This is what's being lofted up. All that debris is being lofted up into the atmosphere, and the radar is not able to recognize it as rain or hail. That means that it's being lofted up. So this blue area right there, there's a pretty sizable debris ball, and it's at a right for the Hartford area. Mansfield, Huntington, you've got time, okay? You've got 20 to 30 minutes. Use that time now. If you're in Hartsville, you've got less than 20 minutes. You don't want to go outside. You don't want to try to see this. We're getting later and later into the nighttime hours. It's going to be extremely difficult to see this. You need to be seeking shelter immediately, guys. I cannot stress that enough. This is a very dangerous and potentially deadly situation for our folks in the Hartford area at this current point here. Go ahead, Dave. What you got for me over there?
So latest scan came in. It looks like it is phasing out a little bit here.
Okay.
So we should get a radar scan here. The debris signature is not as strong as it was. However, that being said, you still need to take.
And it could be recycling itself. Yeah.
You still need to be in your tornado safe place, lowest level of your house, away from windows, and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. And for our folks in DeQueen, this is your first alert. You need to take shelter immediately. A confirmed large and destructive tornado was located 9 miles southwest of Idabel, 14 miles northeast of Clarksville, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. Tornado emergency for the city of Idabel, Oklahoma.
Oh, no. Yeah.
All right, so once again, if you live in DeQueen, Wicks, and Mena, you need to be watching very closely. This will track towards you within the next 45 to 50 minutes.
Yeah, Derek,
so.
what I'm going to do for just a second, I'm just going to restart our radar. That way we're getting the latest information. So bear me for just a second, guys. The radar is going to disappear for just a moment, and then we'll have that back up at this point here, guys. We're just having a little bit of technical issues, but we're going to get that radar fixed real quickly here, guys. But the biggest thing at this point, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to uni outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately. I cannot stress that enough at this current point. Okay, so radar's just going to come back up. I was just restarting it for just a second. That way we're getting the latest information across the area here. Okay, but this is what we've got. There it is right there. We've got 2 tornado emergencies now across western Arkansas here. One in western southern Sebastian County and western Scott County, and then we've got one going right for the Idabel area, man. And my heart goes out to those that are going to be impacted by this situation here, because this is a very, very dangerous situation across the board right now here. Okay, so this is our radar back up at this point here. As I mentioned before, you need to be seeking shelter immediately at this area. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to uni outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately. I cannot stress that enough. And you see these blue polygons. This is something you do not want to see. This is what we call tornado emergencies. And look at this.
All right.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I want to stress this. We have a tornado emergency out of Bell. We have a PDS tornado warning for our folks in Hartford. However, if you live in DeQueen, I'm fully expecting to see a warning issued for you in the next 15 or 20 minutes. So once again, if you live in DeQueen and Wicks, you need to be taking your precautions now. Go on and get to the lowest level of your house, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Unfortunately, this supercell down in McCurtain County is actually out all by itself.
Yep.
And this is going to be this is a night where the environment is highly conducive for long track supercell storms. And unfortunately, all the forecasts and everything are coming to fruition this evening.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing, guys. So for our folks in the Idabel area, I mean, my heart goes out to those down there in southeastern Oklahoma. It's just like up here in western Arkansas. Here we've got this this tornado emergency here to demonstrate considerable tornado observed will be northeast at 47 miles per hour here. Okay, so the Mansfield area. Let's go back over to our correlation coefficient real quickly here, and there. I mean, it's not as pronounced as it was before, which is great news. Which is great news, obviously. But the Hartford area, I would still take your tornado precautions immediately, guys, because what could happen is this thing could easily produce another tornado, and there it is right there. There's the area of rotation there. So we're going to go ahead and put this up on our rotation tool right here. Okay, so area of rotation is going to be right over here. Okay, and it's moving right for that Hartford area. Okay, it's going to be rain wrapped. You're not going to be able to see it coming. You need to be seeking shelter immediately, guys. I cannot stress that enough. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to you and the outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately at this current point. What you got for me, Derek?
All right, nothing to do yet
Okay.
on the board. So currently, again, if you live in Waldron, I know sirens are going off there as well. This is currently moving just to the west of Waldron. It will not be affecting you.
Yeah.
However, our whole line of storms continues to move east. So therefore, we still continue to watch for that possibility over the next hour or so. So here's our first alert for our folks in western and southwest Arkansas. Your threat has now begun.
Yep.
For our folks in central Arkansas, we are still about 3 to 4 hours away from our initial threat. Once again, the hope is that this turns into more of a line as it moves east. However, the Storm Prediction Center has stressed that we have enough ingredients in place to keep storms firing ahead of the main line.
Yep.
And we now have a
There it is.
tornado on the ground. This one is heading
emergency
for Texarkana.
Yeah, there it is right there.
A tornado emergency
Oh yeah.
now for New Boston.
And the Dangerville area, guys. I mean, this is getting serious. This is a very serious situation. Now, I dare say at this point, you're looking at a tornado outbreak ongoing here right now. We've got 2 tornado emergency at this point. We've got this one up here in western Arkansas. So you're in southwestern Arkansas right now, and you're out and about trying to do stuff. You got to stay plugged in. You have to stay plugged in at this point. You do not see this on a normal severe weather setup. This is an outbreak. This is a moderate risk being verified. You need to be ready to go if you're in western or you're in central or you're in northern Arkansas. You need to be ready to go. I cannot stress that enough. But this is the newest update until 7:30. This is still in northeastern Texas, so none of Arkansas is in this yet. However, Ashdown, you need to warn your sister. Okay. Because he has family down there in southwestern Arkansas, but this is moving northeast at about 46 miles per hour. So take your tornado precautions immediately at this point. DeQueen, Ashdown, my call to action to you guys now. Take your tornado precautions now. These storms are moving at you at about 50 miles per hour.
We have another tornado on the ground now. Just in north,
outbreak.
North of Longview.
You're seeing a tornado outbreak at this point.
Just in north of Longview to Texas. So for our folks that are currently in Magnolia, Falk areas, y'all need to be starting to watch the skies and watch this as well. So once again, if you live in DeQueen, Hope, Ashdown, Texarkana, Magnolia, Falk, you need to be starting to get those preparations ready to go. The next 3 to 4 hours are going to be potentially catastrophic for this part of the state. But once again, let's go back to our warning that is still in effect. I do believe that the storm has begun to speed up a little bit here, and it started to move east a little bit.
Yeah. There it is right there. I mean, and like I said, also one more thing I want to note too. You saw for just a brief second all those warnings. You've got a flash flooding threat starting to set up over here in eastern Arkansas, so you don't need to be traveling, you don't need to be going out or anything like that. Based off the rotation scan right now, I want to say that this thing has weakened considerably. Derek, you've got another radar over there, so I want you to confirm that along with me. But right here, the area of rotation is going to be right here just southwest of Mansfield, if I'm correct. And it's going to be moving northeast at about 45 to 50 miles per hour here.
Just look to the west of Walter.
Look at west of Walter. Okay. This right here.
I do believe it's recycled.
It's recycled.
It's recycled to the south.
Right there on 28. Right there on 28 at this point. So there's the area of rotation right here. Let's go ahead and get that up on our rotation tool over here. And you guys are going to see it, as I said before, this is what we've got. This is what we're doing. I know a lot of people are tuning in. I don't know how many people we've got on this live stream right now. But the biggest thing here, share this live stream with your family and friends. That way they stay updated on this situation. Yeah. We are looking at a tornado outbreak now for southwestern Arkansas and western Arkansas at this point here.
All right, so folks, once again, so to our folks at DeQueen, I know you're not under warning yet. Please take cover now. You will be under warning in a matter of moments. This is a large, extremely violent tornado. Is currently on the ground, moving through Idabel, Oklahoma right now. If you live in Ashdown, the storm just to the southwest of you coming into New Boston soon is going to track right towards you. And then, of course, again, for our folks in Scott County and Sylvania County, even though we don't see anything significant on the radar up here, continue taking your tornado precautions. Lowest level of your house away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible.
Yeah, and there it is right there. There's going to be the area of rotation right here. Yeah, what you got?
Tornado is currently in progress. It's now over Apex, Arkansas.
Okay. All right, so that's going to be, that's going to be in that cell up there.
No, it's the one just crossing the state line right now.
Okay.
Northeast of Haverton.
Haverton, right here.
Yep.
All
so
right.
It's going to be just southwest of Hartford.
Okay, right here.
Yep.
Right here. That's that same area we've been watching for the last couple of scans here. And there it is right there. There's the debris being picked up by this tornado here. So we've got an area of rotation we're watching here. I wouldn't be shocked that ends up with a tornado warning. But we've got this right over here, okay? Highway 83. You need to be seeking shelter immediately. I cannot stress that enough. If you're in the Hartford area right now, or in Midland, or in Huntington, or in Mansfield, take your tornado precautions down. This is an observed tornado. Tornado damage threat considerable. It's moving northeast at 47 miles per hour. You do not have a lot of time to react at this point if you're in the Hartford area at this time. So we're going to go ahead and get a track on that real quick. They said before Derek's monitoring the reports. What's up? What you got?
All right, I have
there it is right there. There it is.
This is just gone out, and this was for the other.
Yeah, that's that area. Yeah, the other area we were just talking about.
So we have a tornado warning that has just been issued for southwestern Logan County and northern Scott County in western Arkansas at 6:57 p.m. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Oliver, or 8 miles west of Waldron. Again, that was the one we just warned about.
Yep.
Moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. And again, these storms are not only producing a rotation, they are producing tornadoes relatively fast this evening. So once again,
matter of fact, Derek, we may have I need you to confirm this on your side over there. I'm starting to see some debris being picked up with this circulation down here. I'm going to go over to our storm velocity real quickly here. So we have a tornado warning on the board.
Very bad
yeah.
As well.
So basically what's going on, there it is right there. So this is going to be just to the west of Waldron at this point. I'm not ignoring anybody. By the way, Dick, I think we got a new tornado warning that just got issued for the Greenwood, Charleston area up there. Yeah, new tornado warning up there now.
Once again, all right, so a brand new warning has been issued for southwestern Franklin County and Sebastian County in west central Arkansas. A severe thunderstorm capable of, so it's no longer on the ground.
Okay, that's good news.
Capable of producing a tornado was located over Hartford, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. This is key, folks. This storm has a history of producing damage, injuries, and tornadoes.
That's going right over the Greenwood area.
Yeah.
At this point, so you can see.
Once again, all right. So
I was going to say, I know you got family over there.
Okay. All right. So once again, if you can hear my voice and you live in Greenwood, if you live in Charleston, we gave you a 30-plus minute heads up. You need to be taking your tornado precaution now. Lowest level of your house, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. You've got
two areas. You've got two areas right now. You've got a struggle of power going on right now between these storms here. So you've got one in Midland. At this point, see if I can get my mouse to work with me over here. You've got one in Midland right here. So that's going to be the area of rotation right there. And then this one right in here, just south of Mansfield. That was the strongest one out of the two. And that's the most concerning because you may be seeing a transfer of power from the Midland storm over to this one. This one's more isolated versus the one along the line. And that one may end up being a tornado right there. So Mansfield, stay where you are. Don't get out of shelter right now. Just stay where you are. Stay in your tornado precautions at this point. I'm going to put a track on this particular storm at this point. This is going to be moving northeast, I believe, at 45. So we're going to calculate that right at 45 at this point. Okay, so this is the area right here.
We have a brand new warning that has just come out. This is for Madison and Washington counties. This goes for our folks up here, Huntsville, just to the east of Fayetteville. I know we have a lot of folks camping for the Razorback game tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, so once again, let me go on and read this. National Weather Service Tulsa has issued a tornado warning for Madison and Washington counties in northwestern Arkansas until 7:45.
There it is right there. Another area of rotation up here.
Once again, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 7 miles south of Elkins, moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. Folks, this is exactly what we were talking about. These storms are going to be moving fast. They're going to be moving extremely fast this evening. Highway speed. This is going to be Russellville, Clarksville, Atkins,
I was going to say Interstate 40.
Darnell. This is your first alert. You have exactly 1 hour to prepare for this area of severe weather that has a history of producing tornadoes coming into your neck of the woods.
Yeah, and it's going right over Mansfield right now. It's going to go over Boonville Magazine, and it's going to go over to Blue Mountain, and also Havana over here. So this is what we're saying, guys. If you're on Interstate 40 right now, you have an hour. You have an hour. You need to pay attention to these storms over here in western Arkansas. They're going to be coming at your way within the next hour. Be ready to seek shelter. We've had multiple reports of damage. Northeast Texas, southeastern Oklahoma. We've had a lot of reports coming into the Weather Center, guys. You are seeing a tornado outbreak in progress right now for the southern plains at this point. Take these warnings seriously at this point. One more thing I want to stress before you get to that. Notice something. We've had maybe 1 or 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. The majority has been tornado warnings. They're not going severe thunderstorm warning. They're going straight tornado warning. So keep that in mind here, guys. We're seeing a tornado outbreak in progress at this point. Go ahead, Derek. What you got for me?
Getting a report, likely tornado on the ground just to the southwest of Mansfield.
This one, right here.
All right. So
I just had a track for that
all
one,
right,
too.
so folks, if you live in Booneville, you need to be taking your tornado precautions now. Lowest level of your house, away from windows, and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Get a very strong area of rotation now.
Yeah.
Just to the south of Mansfield.
There it is, right there.
All right, so all right, let's go to our debris indicator.
Yep. Already working on it.
It is now a damaging
Tornado
on the ground, just
right
to the southeast of Fort Smith. If you live in Greenwood, this is going to pass just to your southeast. However, stay in your safe place for a little while longer until this storm passes. If you live in Paris, you need to be in your safe place now. Lowest level of your house, away from windows, and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Again, this storm is moving northeast at 50 to 60 miles per hour highway speed. You're not going to have a lot of reaction time this evening.
Yeah, I fully agree with that, Derek. You can see, I mean, look at the warnings already over here in western Arkansas here. And by the way, we're not taking any attention away from what's going on down here in southwestern Arkansas and northeast Texas. But we do have warnings in the state itself right now here. So we're going to go ahead and kind of recap all the warnings, okay? So tornado warning in place for west central Madison, east central Washington County. That's going to go until 7:45. Also, we have another tornado warning here. That's going to go to 7:45. It's going to go for Franklin and Sebastian counties here, okay? Storm capable of producing a tornado, has a history of producing tornadoes, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. Also, we have another tornado warning down here. That's going to go for southwestern Logan and northern Scott counties until 7:45 this evening. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing tornado near Oliver, or 8 miles west of Waldron, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. Again, tornado in progress with that storm in Greenwood at this point, okay? Also, so before, for our folks down there in southwestern Arkansas, you're not being ignored at all. We've got 2 devastating tornado potentials right here near Idabel and also near Mount Pleasant. These storms are moving northeast at about 50 to 60 miles per hour here, so you don't have a lot of time, and this one's still here. You can see tornado damage threat catastrophic at this point. That means a tornado is in progress and it's ongoing, and it's going to continue to move to the north and east here. But we've got active warnings across the board right now. Take the time now. Tag your friends, tag your friends, tag your family, tag whoever you can in this live stream. That way they stay updated on the latest situation here. But you're seeing a tornado warning tornado warnings being issued across western Arkansas. What you got from there?
This is a brand new warning.
Let's see if I can clear this up. Yeah.
A confirmed tornado was located over Huntington, moving north at 30 miles per hour. This is a damaging tornado, and this has been observed. So if you live in Greenwood, you need to be in a safe place now.
Right there.
This is moving to the northeast here at 30 miles per hour.
Let me get a track on that real quick.
And again, this is a brand new warning. Just went out. They have updated it to a tornado on the ground.
Yeah.
All right. So once again, we have a tornado on the ground for our folks here in Sebastian and Franklin counties. Would not be shocked to see another one soon. Here for our folks in Scott and Logan counties. We have a brand new warning that has just gone out. This is for our folks in Sevier County.
Down here in southwest Arkansas.
And Polk County. Not yet, but very, very soon. All right, so we have...
Okay, basically that's going to include... Oh, yeah, there it is.
All right, so this is for our folks in northwestern Sevier County, east central McCurtain County until 7:45. Large and extremely dangerous tornado was located near Broken Road, 20 miles west of ratio.
There it is.
Northeast
I just got
45 miles an hour.
I just got it on my side over here. So there it is right there.
Right.
Tornado damage track considerable with this one. This one's the tornado warning storm right there. It's just southeast of Broken Bow. That's the area of rotation right here. Let's go ahead and put a rotation tool on here. You can see right there, just south of Broken Bow, moving northeast. The Queen, right now. This is my call to action to you folks over here. Okay, highway. Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna get this up. That's the Highway 71. Another warning.
We have another one on the ground.
Okay.
This one is to the southeast of Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Okay.
Currently moving into Madison County. If you live in Huntsville, you need to be taking your tornado precautions now. Lowest the level of your house, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Once again, this is a tornado on the ground, folks. We now have 3 tornadoes on the ground
in Arkansas,
coming into Arkansas or in the natural state. Again, one is in the slight risk, one is in enhanced risk,
one is in the
and
moderate.
we have several coming into the moderate risk. 5%, 10%, 15%, folks. It's exactly what we mentioned. That tornadoes don't care about risk areas. All they care about is the environment at play. We have not had an event like this in quite some time, and we have not had an event like this in the fall in quite a while.
Yeah, I'm gonna zoom this out so get that kind of perspective on what we got here. Okay, but basically right here, folks, you've got several tornado warnings over here, and this is with the initial round. You got to remember, this has got to get into central Arkansas. This has got to get into eastern Arkansas. This is going to be a very long night for us here in Arkansas. So keep this in mind, guys. We were concerned about this. We've been talking about it with computer model data, and this is unfortunately what we have here, guys. Okay, so I'm going to go over all the newest information here. The one here in Fayetteville, we'll put a track on this one. So we're going to go from northwest Arkansas down to southwest Arkansas. We're going to kind of speed blitz our way through this, okay? If you're in Fayetteville, you are good to go if you're in Fayetteville. But if you're in Huntsville or about to be on 412, you need to be seeking your tornado safe place now. A confirmed tornado has been reported with this storm moving northeast at about 60 miles per hour. Your reaction time is very limited with this storm. So let's go ahead and put a track on this storm real quickly here. And Derek, I know what you're about to say. You have another warning over there?
Not yet, though.
Okay.
We have a new area of potential debris. This one is to the northwest of Waldron.
Okay.
So again, if you live, all right, so basically, folks, if you live right now in Madison County, southeastern Washington County, and if you live in Franklin County, Sebastian County, Logan County, Scott County, Sevier County,
basically western Arkansas,
you need
basically
to be
western Arkansas
in your safe place right now, lowest level of your house, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Put a mattress, blanket, pillows, whatever you can find. Protect your head because that is what we see in most cases. That is what we see first is a head injury when we are talking about significant damage. And again, these are damaging tornadoes on the ground, folks. This is a very dangerous situation.
Oh man, look at this one. This one right here, near the Greenwood area. Look at that area of rotation. Just really started to get going right there on 252, just south of Greenwood, guys. This is a very, very dangerous situation here. And I know a lot of people are kind of, in the comments trying to figure out what's going on and everything like that. We're trying to get to as many people as we can here. But the biggest thing is, if your phone goes off and there's a tornado warning, don't wait for us to call you out. Go ahead and take those tornado precautions here. Go ahead and get to your safe place immediately. If we don't talk about your area and the warning goes out, do it. This is what we've got at this point. We've been preparing for this all evening long, and this is what we have. We have a tornado, basically a tornado outbreak ongoing across this area here. So south of Greenwood, north of Mansfield at this point in Charleston. This area, you can see where your green and your red combine as one. That is where that tornado is. That is where the tornado is being detected, and that's where it's doing damage at this point here. Okay, you can see by the debris ball moving northeast. So in Charleston, Cole Hill, Interstate 40 coming out of Fort Smith going towards Russellville. If you're on 40 right now, you need to be watching these storms closely. You need to be ready to seek your tornado safe place immediately. We cannot stress that enough at this point. Also, I'm not ignoring anyone in southwestern Arkansas at all. We've got a tornado on the ground doing considerable damage coming out of McCurtain County in southeastern Oklahoma coming into southwestern Arkansas here, okay? Yep. So this is going to go For Sevier County, northwest Sevier County until 7:45, a large, extremely dangerous, and potentially deadly tornado was located near Broken Bow on 21 miles west of Horatio, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Take cover now. Hazard, damaging tornado, source radar indicated rotation at this point. You are in a life-threatening situation in this point, okay? This is going to go over Gilham, and interest along Highway 59, just south of Mena or just to the north of the Queen at this point. Take your tornado precautions immediately, guys. Don't wait for us to call us out, call your area out. If you go under a warning, take those tornado precautions, guys. This is a very, very dangerous situation setting up for our folks in southwestern Arkansas, western, and now eventually it's going to get into central Arkansas before time is over. What you got for me over there?
I've got a report of a large tornado on the ground. This is to the southeast of Fort Smith.
Okay.
So just to the southeast of Greenwood. Basically, southeast of Greenwood.
Yeah. Through
the very southern edge of the Greenwood. This
right
is what we call a bookend vortice.
Right there.
This is a classic bookend vortice where you have damaging winds out ahead of this, and then on the back side you have a very strong hook. And my concern is that this is going to actually start moving off towards the north and northeast a little bit. So folks in Charleston and Branch, you need to be in your safe place right now. This is your first alert. Ozark. This is about 25 or 30 minutes away. You need to go on and take your safe place now. Lowest level of your house, away from windows, and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Once again, we have another one on the ground. This one, This one is in Madison County, Huntsville. If you live in the Huntsville area, you need to be seeking shelter right now. Again, if you are up in Fayetteville for the game, this storm is just east of Fayetteville.
Yeah.
You are fine, and with this initial line moving east, you should be okay. However, the flooding risk is starting to increase here for our folks in Washington County. A brand new warning is just gone out.
Yeah.
This one is for Logan County.
Yeah, there it is.
Another one in Logan County. So we're capable of producing a tornado. Was located near Burnville. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not taking anything away from the River Valley or anything like that. This is a very dangerous situation here. If you're right there on 59, guys, this is on the ground. This is obviously on the ground at this point, doing significant damage just to the east of Broken Bow. If you know anyone in the Queen, Gilham, over here in western Arkansas, get underground immediately. This is a tornado emergency now for the Queen, for Gilham, and areas in western Arkansas. This is a confirmed damaging tornado. This is a deadly tornado. You need to be seeking shelter immediately. This is on the ground. This is confirmed on the ground at this point here, okay? And I said before, I'm not trying to take anything away from areas up there in northern Arkansas and western Arkansas, but my folks down here in southwest Arkansas, I know there's somebody down here that is wondering, why is nobody covering this? Why is the main media stream not covering this? Tag them in the comments. Bring them here. This is what we do. South Arkansas, you are not ignored. You are not ignored. We cover the entire state. This is a very dangerous situation for our folks down here in southwestern Arkansas here. So tag them in this live stream. Make sure they hear us right now, especially in the Queen area. I mean, there you can take a look over there. Yep. The rotation just continues to increase with every new scan. You're going to watch the one near New Boston as well. That's going to be moving into the southwestern Arkansas as well here. But southern Arkansas, you are not ignored. If you know anybody that needs this information, it's very crucial. Tag them in this live stream and show them this live stream. That way they can stay updated and stay safe with us, guys. We don't want any lives lost with this setup here, okay? So, Greenwood, right now, you've got several severe winds, tornado warnings over here in Greenwood, just southeast of Greenwood, where your green and your red combine as one. And I'm going to switch our header over here so you guys can see it. When they combine as one, this is where you have that tornado potential here, okay? So you need to be seeking shelter immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to you on the outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately. I cannot stress that enough at this current time here, Derek. Go ahead, and if you need to break in, bro, just tell me, because I know you're getting the warnings over there left and right. But this is what we got at this point. It's right there on 252. And then up here in northern Arkansas, we have another tornado warning up here. That's going to go until 7:45. That's going to go for up here in central Madison in east central Washington County. A confirmed tornado was located 4 miles south of Wesley, moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. Huntsville, your time is limited. Basically, what that means is it is moving a mile a minute. That means every minute that you're spending trying to figure out what a tornado is and stuff like that is every minute that is being wasted that you could be seeking shelter. So if you're in this warning, take your tornado precautions immediately, guys. But an unfortunate situation setting up for us here in Arkansas across the board here. And we were worried about this. We were worried that this was going to be a high impactful event. And unfortunately, this is what we got at this point here. Go ahead, Derek. What you got for me over there?
All right. So from
the Storm Prediction Center.
Tornado threat continues to shift northeast, confirmed large and dangerous tornadoes ongoing.
So they have a hatched area.
Yes.
Oh, they have a hatched area for that area down there.
Yep. This is for our folks in the southwest Arkansas.
Yeah.
So once again, we do have several different ones. One on the ground. Folks, we are trying to get to everybody as fast as we can.
Yeah.
Again, we have multiple warnings across the state right now.
This is where patience is going to be key. Right.
Several on the ground, all moving towards the northeast here at about 40 to 50 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, guys. It's going to be a patience thing with us because we've got a lot going on right now. We're not ignoring anyone or anything like that. We promise you guys we're trying to get to as many as we can, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tornado warnings on the board for the entire western half. So if your phone goes off, take those tornado precautions here. Use some common sense. If a tornado warning goes off, don't wait for us to call you out. Go ahead and seek those tornado precautions immediately, guys. Don't wait for us. Take the matters into your own hands and seek those tornado precautions immediately across the board here. But this is what we got across the area. Tornado warning up here. We've got 2 tornado warnings over here now, and then also down here in southwest Arkansas. As a matter of fact, Derek, I'm going to turn on the county names real quickly here.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to do. So that way everybody can kind of get a visual on where these are going here. Okay, so bear with me for just a bit. There's the county names that are being shown on the screen. What you got?
I have a brand new warning that has just come in. This is for Montgomery, Pike, and Polk counties. So, folks, this is a brand new warning that has just been issued.
Okay.
And Howard County will be added to it shortly. This is for that storm
Yes,
that
right
that is coming out of McCurtain County,
Yeah.
and is currently moving into western Arkansas. So once again, and this is on the latest warnings here. So once again, National Weather Service in Little Rock has issued a tornado warning for northwestern Pike County, all of Polk County, and southwestern Montgomery County until 8 p.m. Severe thunderstorm. Now this is where it's different. Shreveport has said it's confirmed. Little Rock says capable of producing a tornado located 12 miles
It doesn't matter.
northeast of Broken Bow or 12 miles west of DeQueen, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. Folks, this storm has a history of producing tornadoes.
There it is, right there.
And as far as we are concerned, it is still on the ground.
That's going to be for that's going to be for downtown Mena.
Yep.
Polk, P-O-L-K. You're now in that tornado warning here. So it doesn't matter. I won't use these 2 as an example. It does not matter if it's confirmed or it's radar indicated. Take your tornado precautions now. Okay,
Right.
Don't wait for it to get on the ground. Take your tornado precautions immediately. What you got for me
So
over
I'm
there?
getting reports out of Broken Bow. It is still on the ground.
Okay.
Let's go to our coefficient view here.
Yep.
Folks, we have not forgot about our folks up in the River Valley
Oh,
and northwest Arkansas.
Oh, man. No.
But this is a very dangerous situation. If you live in DeQueen, Mena,
Yeah. It's still on.
if
It's
you
still
live
on the
in
ground.
DeQueen and Mena, you need to be in a safe place right now, lowest level of your house, away from
There it
windows.
is.
Put as many, put as many
So it's like you need.
walls
Yeah.
between you and the outside as possible. Also, we have a tornado also being reported. This is for our folks to the southwest of Elkins. Greenwood, you are now in the clear of this storm. Charleston, you need to be in a safe place right now. Ozark, this is your first alert on that storm.
Yeah.
For
I
our
see.
folks up in Huntsville.
Yeah.
Again, the rotation there is not as strong as it once was,
Yeah,
but
I
it is
see.
still
It's still
there.
there. And there it is right there. That's going to be right there in Madison. That's going to be the area of rotation here. And also this one right in here. This one is starting to become more of a a combination of a tornado threat and a very high-end wind threat with this. Matter of fact, I think I can go over and show you guys the down, what we call the downdraft gust potential.
Madison County
with this,
is now no longer under the warning.
No longer under warning. I figured as much. That one was the area of rotation with that was just becoming too broad now for them to continue the warning here. But
so I'm now getting reports now multiple chasers in western Arkansas, not western Arkansas, but northeast Texas and southeast Oklahoma are assisting in search and rescue. Multiple search and rescue efforts ongoing out of Oklahoma right now and into
this is headed right. Look at that.
If you live in Vanderbilt, Wicks, Gillum, you
That's
need
71.
to be in your safe place right now. If you live in DeQueen, take cover now. There's a large tornado passing just to your west. If you were around for the Umpire tornado a few years ago, you remember it's almost the exact track just a few miles north of where that one moved. If you live in Mena, take your safe place now. Hatfield, Vanderbilt, Wicks, Greenwich, this is my stopping grounds. This is where you need to take your tornado safe place now. We have a brand new warning. This one has just come out for our folks in Little River County.
Yeah.
This is also on the ground. It is a PDS tornado warning for our folks down at Ashdown. You need to be taking cover now, and this does include our folks in Ashdown, Foreman, Ogen. You need to take your cover now.
Yeah, I agree. And I was going to say he has family members down there in Southwest Arkansas. So I'm going to be taking over for just a little bit here, but you can see right there on 71, you need to be seeking your tornado precautions immediately. Guys, whenever you see those bright greens and those bright reds coming in as one, that is a destructive tornado on the ground, and it's moving into western Arkansas. This is what we've been fearing. This is what we've been talking about all day, that this was going to be a dangerous situation setting up for our folks across this area. Also, down here now, we have another tornado warning, a tornado emergency now for Little River County. That does include downtown Ashdown. Ashdown, take your tornado precautions immediately. This is a confirmed tornado on the ground. I'll read you guys the latest information from National Weather Service in Shreveport. Tornado warning for Little River County in southwestern Arkansas. A confirmed large, extremely dangerous, and potentially deadly tornado was located 9 miles southwest of New Boston, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Take cover now. Hazard, damaging tornado. Source, it is radar confirmed because there's nobody out there to confirm it at this point.
All right,
take your tornado. Yeah, go ahead.
Mena, we are now confirmed.
Okay.
All right, tornado, a confirmed
tornado.
Tornado was located 10 miles west of Gillum or 11 miles northwest of DeQueen, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. Wicks, take shelter immediately. Damaging tornado in quarter-sized hail.
Yep.
Again, tornado has been observed just to the southwest of Wicks, folks. You need to be in your safe place right now. Lowest level of your house, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. SBC has indicated large damaging tornadoes will continue over this area for the next couple of hours.
Definitely.
All right, so once again, folks, we have multiple tornadoes on the ground, several large and damaging. We have multiple reports of damage. We have multiple reports of search and rescue coming out of Idabel and New Boston now. So once again, if you live in Texarkana, this is just to your west. If you live in Mena and Wicks, you need to be in your safe place right now. Lowest level of your house, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. And now we have a new warning for Howard County as well. And this is the continuation. Again, we have, this is right on the edge of Tulsa, Shreveport, and Little Rock National Weather Service offices.
Definitely.
All right. So the our first confirmed tornado is now crossing into Sevier County.
Definitely.
And we'll cross into Polk County here shortly. Again, P-O-L-K.
Yeah, that's Mena over here. It's not Polk County, it's P-O-L-K down here in western and southwestern Arkansas. But you can see these blue polygons down here in southwestern Arkansas. And so before, we've got a million warnings that we're trying to cover right now. If your phone goes off for a tornado warning, seek shelter immediately. That's the biggest thing across the area. Also, I know we're having a little bit of technical issues from here and there. I do believe since the strong wind gusts we've had we've had various internet issues across the state. So if it does cut out for just a bit, you may have to come back in and stuff like that. I'm sorry for that, but I just realized that was a situation that we've got because of such strong winds. It's causing some internet issues across the board. But the biggest thing is down here in southwestern Arkansas, if you can hear the sound of our voice, take tornado precautions now. This is a dangerous situation. This is what we call an I-30 setup, an I-30 tornado outbreak setup. Remember, like he said, the umpire EF3 tornado from earlier on, a couple of years ago. This is the exact same setup, okay? Little River, Polk County, POLK, Sevier, Howard, Montgomery County, Logan, Franklin. Take your tornado precautions immediately. The ones up here in North Arkansas and Northwest, I would say from Fayetteville, Rogers, over here in northwestern Arkansas, I would give you guys the all clear up here because this situation is starting to get washed out up here in northwestern Arkansas. This is now shifting from western, northwestern, now to central, west central, and eventually southwestern Arkansas here. So our attention is going to go a little bit to the south. If anything occurs up there in northwestern Arkansas, we'll let you guys know. But right now, this is a very dangerous situation setting up for our folks in western Arkansas and southwestern Arkansas. If you are under a tornado warning, seek shelter immediately. What do you got on your side here, Dave? What you got?
Nothing new yet, but again,
okay.
So folks, I want to reiterate this again. Once again, tornado is still being reported just to the southeast of Greenwood, now to the northeast, east of the Greenwood area. This is to the west of Paris.
Yeah.
Ozark. You need to be taking your tornado precautions right now. Lowest level of your house, away from windows.
Right.
Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. This storm is moving off towards the northeast. Another thing I'm concerned about, extreme damaging winds at 70 plus miles an hour. This is what we call a bow echo with a bookend vortex. What that means is you have both the potential for damaging winds and a tornado as well. Again, this was confirmed very recently, and damage has not been reported yet, but we are continuing to watch it. There was damage in Heavener and just to the west of Mansfield. So once again, damage has been reported on this storm. You need to take your precautions. Now let's go down to Polk County, POLK.
Yep.
Once again, this is a
there it is.
This is the most dangerous storm. This storm has been on the ground now for well over an hour. This storm originally touched down around Paris and has now moved through Clarksville, Idabel, and Broken Bow. Now we are moving into southwest Arkansas. So again, if you live in Polk County, POLK, you need to be. If you live in Wicks, you need to be in your place right now. We
got a chaser. We got a chaser that's on this on that storm in southwestern Arkansas. I'm gonna be in contact with him here in just a little bit, get his information here. But go ahead, Derek.
All right. So once again, if you live in Wicks, you need to be taking your tornado precautions right now. You need to be underground right now. You know, unfortunately, this is a part of the state that is very known for mobile homes, and that concerns me because this part of the state does not have a lot of shelters. This is a lot of rural areas of western Arkansas. So once again, you need to be taking your tornado precaution. If you can, lowest level of your house, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. This is just breaking into the AWW Weather Center.
Yep.
We now have a tornado emergency for Ashdown, Arkansas.
Okay, there it is right there, and there it is right here, the New Boston area here. Yeah, I know this is hitting him a little personal because this is he's got family down here, guys. So if you need to step away in any moment, but I'll do it. But
all right, so we now have a tornado emergency, folks. I want to repeat this. So a confirmed large and destructive tornado was located
right
near New Boston, Texas, moving northeast at 15 miles an hour. This is a tornado emergency, folks. This is a particularly dangerous situation, a deadly tornado. This will be in Foreman at 7:50 Ashdown by 8 p.m. Folks, this is a very dangerous situation. You need to be in your safe place right now. Lowest level of your house, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible.
Yeah, I agree. And there it is right there, guys. There it is. There's the area of rotation right here. I just switched over to our Shreveport radar, and there it is, right there, coming into Little River County, guys. This is a very dangerous situation at this point. You need to be seeking shelter. Look at that. There it is, right there. Let's go over to our CC drop. Boy, right there. Yeah, I know. Connection issue. It's a lot going on right now. The internet issues have been going on across the board. We can try to get this situated, but right now, for Little River County, let me see if I can do something real quick about that. I'll switch over to this one at this point. Okay, so this is what we got at this point. Right in here for the New Boston area. This is where you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls to uni outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately at this current time here. Okay, so it's going to be right here in the New Boston area. You need to be seeking shelter immediately. What you got? We should be back up, by the way.
We have a brand new report coming out of Idabel. An anometer at 33 feet measured 108 miles per hour on this tornado as it moved by.
Yeah.
So once again, folks, if you live in Wicks, take your precautions now. Get to your safe place now. This is going to pass awfully close to Mena, maybe just to the southeast of Mena. But once again, folks, if you live in Wicks, if you live in Vanderbilt, if you live in Grannis, you need to be in your safe place right now. Lowest level of your house, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible.
Gotcha. All right, so
Wicks. All right, so Wicks signs are going off in Wicks now as well. Ashdown and Foreman, you need to be taking cover right now.
Yeah. And I hope that fixed the internet issue, by the way, here. So basically what we did, we're good now? Okay, all right. Yeah, so we went basically, the biggest thing is I switched it over from the level 2 to level 3 now, so we're good now. But basically right here, I mean, you can see the appendage right there in New Boston. I mean, Ashdown, my heart goes out to those down there. Highway 59, take cover immediately. Get underground now. This is a tornado on the ground doing extreme damage in New Boston, moving northeast. You need to be taking shelter immediately. If you're in the Foreman area, you're in Little River County, you're in Ashdown, you're on Highway 59. This is going to stay north of downtown Texarkana. I'm going to repeat that. This is going to stay north of downtown Texarkana. Also, there, we got another situation starting to set up. Yeah. We've got some cells starting to pop up from over here in Lafayette, Miller County, over here in Union County. Yeah. We've got some cells starting to pop up. This is starting to transition. I'm very concerned about this. Starting to transition more to a supercell threat versus a line of storms. And if that continues to be the case, we're going to have a lot of problems on our hands tonight for much of Central and the rest of the natural state here, okay? But this goes back over here to this storm real quickly. This is going to go for Polk County, PLLK, and also Howard and Sevier counties. Take your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to uni outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately at this current point. What you got for me over there?
All right, just continuing to monitor the situation right now.
Okay.
SBC has maintained our 15% hatched as well as moderate risk. The moderate risk has bumped a little bit closer to the metro.
Okay.
As well, enhanced risk does continue for the metro as well, and that will be the final update for this event.
Yeah.
From the SBC. Obviously, we don't need the SBC outlook at this point to know what is going on across the state at this time. I
agree. So New Boston, Ashdown, any interest right here on Highway 59, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. Highway 82 right now, if you're in New Boston, there's a devastating tornado. You can see right in here, there's a devastating tornado going through New Boston right now on the western side of New Boston. And unfortunately, this is headed right for downtown Ashdown here. I hope things change between now and then. But if you're in Ashdown right now, you need to be seeking shelter immediately here, okay? Now, to turn our attention back up here into western Arkansas, we do have several tornado warnings up here at this point. Radar indicated rotation with these storms. We're going to go back over to our Fort Smith radar at this point, and it's going to switch over here just shortly here. But we're not ignoring anyone. I want to make that perfectly clear. We're not ignoring anybody across the state. No one is ignored with this event, but we just got a lot going on right now here. But go ahead, Derek. What you got?
We have a brand new tornado warning.
Where's it going to go for?
This one has just been issued for our folks in Franklin County.
This one right
West Central Arkansas. Thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado, but located 3 miles southeast of Charleston, moving northeast 35 miles an hour. This storm has a history of producing tornadoes.
Yeah.
Not only do you have a tornado threat with this, you also have winds of 70 miles per hour with this as well. as it continues to push off towards the east and northeast, folks. Here at about 35 to 40 miles per hour.
Yeah, there it is right here. So we're gonna go to our storm lows of velocity. There it is right there. So there's the inbound winds right here and your outbound winds. So there's the area of rotation right there, just near Charleston. It's moving northeast here. So if you know anyone in Ozark right now, they need to be seeking their tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls to uni outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately. And as I said before, we're not ignoring anyone, but yeah.
I will continue to monitor the storm in Franklin County.
Yeah.
But we have a dangerous situation coming into southwest Arkansas, folks.
Yeah.
This is on the ground right now, folks. A very dangerous situation.
Definitely.
Folks, this is coming into downtown Wicks right now. If you can hear the sound of my voice and you live in Wicks,
you got 5 minutes. You've got 3 minutes now. Yeah. You don't even have that.
Listen to that. Do not go outside and try to spot this storm. You need to be in a safe place right now. Lowest level of your house, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, folks. This is a very dangerous situation this evening, folks. If you live in Wicks, you need to be in a safe place right now. Now, on downstream, this is going to pass right in between Mena and Glenwood.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. We just got one of our storm checkers just got new footage in of this storm, and I'm getting this information up. You can go ahead, by the way.
All right.
But if this is what I'm thinking it's going to be, this is going to be a monster tornado on the ground here. We're going to try to pull this footage up here just shortly. I'll get this information at the minute, Derek. We may need to switch places here in just a second. I may need to get over there to kind of get this information. But right now, so before, we're watching the situation closely, but we do have trackers with this storm right now coming on 671 at this point here, okay? But if these photos are true, this is a very large tornado going into Polk, P-O-L-K County at this current point here. Go ahead, Derek.
All right, so once again, folks, we have 2 on the ground right now. We have 2 different ones on the ground. One coming into Wicks. One is producing significant damage in New Boston, Texas right now.
Yep.
And this is moving to the northeast here at 50 miles an hour. If you live in Ashdown, you need to be taking your tornado precautions right now. Lowest level of your house, away from windows, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible.
Derek, I didn't mean to cut you off for just a second. We got another situation. Texarkana. You got another cell that has just developed. It's tornado warned. That's going to move towards downtown Texarkana. So Texarkana, you are not out of the woods by any stretch of the matter. You have another cell to your southwest that you need to watch closely. It's going to be moving into an environment that's going to be capable of producing significant tornadoes across this area here, okay? But if you know anybody in Ashdown right now, they need to be seeking their tornado precautions immediately. Now, I have a little bit of good news. I mean, just a little bit of good news. It appears, per this scan, that it may, and I mean may, try to go north of town, but it's too close of a call. Don't think it's going to go north of town, stuff like that. All it takes is this thing to tilt a little bit to the right, and we've got a dangerous situation on our hands. So Ashdown, continue to take your tornado precautions now. Get underground if you can. If you can't, find a storm shelter or get to the most interior room and put as many walls to you and the outside as possible here. Go ahead, Dave. What you got for me?
All right. So once again, so we're getting damage now being reported near the Highway 98 in New Boston. So once again, damage has now been reported just to the north of the river. And folks, this is, and where's this one at?
That was this storm right here coming in Polk County.
All right,
the
all right.
one.
So folks, we have our chasers have a very large tornado on the ground. Power flashes.
Matter of fact,
coming into Wicks.
I'm gonna let you take radar
right now.
I'm gonna let you take radar. You go ahead. I'm gonna switch this over, and I'm gonna get this up on there at this point here. Okay, so bear with me for just a bit, guys. We're gonna get this situation going, but yeah, we have a chaser that is inbound right now with that storm near Polk County. You need to be seeking shelter immediately at this current point here. Okay, so let me see here. Go over everything at this current time here, guys. But biggest thing at this point, take your tornado precautions immediately at this time here. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to uni outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately. Derek, once I get this photo up, I'm gonna need to borrow the computer for just a bit. But this is a very dangerous situation, guys. A very, very dangerous situation on the board at this point here. Okay, so you see here, you can go ahead and take over, by the way. We'll get this information going.
All right, so once again, folks, as we have been talking about, if you live in Wicks, folks, this is a dangerous situation. Our tornado is going to be right here along Highway 71 to 59. This is going to be moving into Wicks here any minute now, folks. You need to be taking your tornado precautions right now. Also, we have our folks down here in Ashdown. There's a tornado emergency for the city of Ashdown. This is going to move right in between Foreman and Ashdown on the current track, folks. This is going to move towards the northeast here, Wilton, Ashdown, and Foreman. You need to be in your safe place right now. Hooks, you need to be in your safe place right now. Lowest level of your house, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. And again, we have a new warning that has just been issued just to the southwest of Texarkana. This is going to track towards our folks in Texarkana and Fout.
Definitely.
Also, once again, we still have our warning up here.
Yeah.
For our folks up here in Franklin County as well.
Oh no. If this, we're working to confirm this, but he's apparently, that town has taken one of these towns has taken a significant hit across the area, guys. This is a very, very dangerous situation. Derek, I'm going to borrow that
screen. Can you confirm our town?
Yeah, that's
please?
what I'm doing right now. But definitely, I believe he was with that one up there coming into Polk County at this point here.
All right, so let's get a report from and figure out exactly what town.
I'm in contact with him right now. We're going to work on getting his photo up. So Derek, bear me for just a bit. I need to borrow that mouse for just a second. Give me 1 second. And I know it's kind of. Let me see here. Let me go over to the chase feed real quick, and we're gonna get this up and going. So give me 1 second, guys. Let me see here. Okay. All right. And like I said before, we're working on this right now. We're trying to get this information going. At this point, radar is gonna be coming up here just shortly, so you don't have to worry about that. But let me see here. Let me see if I can get this going. And this is live footage. Give me 1 second. It's gonna pop up here just shortly. I believe that's gonna be the file right there. All right. So give me 1 second here. It's gonna be coming up here just a little bit. When that comes up, let me know. I'm working on getting the information at this point here. That's gonna be I believe it's gonna be the New Boston area that he was talking about. That's taking a significant hit. There it is right there. So we're gonna switch this over just a second. I want to show you guys this tornado here. Okay, so give me 1 second here. The mouse froze up on me for just a second.
Computer froze up.
Okay. All right, there we go. All right, so we're good now. We're good. Okay. Let me see. Where's the mouse? Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. Where are you? There you are. All right. Cool. Okay. So let me see here. Okay. All right. So that's gonna be it right here. So give me 1 second, and we'll see if I can get this showing for you guys at this point here. Okay. But this is gonna be right here. That's gonna be the tornado right there. That's gonna be it. Unfortunately, as I said before, I'm still working on getting this information at this point. We're gonna switch this over. Give me 1 second. That's gonna be the tornado right there.
Yeah.
That's gonna be it right there. Yeah, that's gonna be it at this point. That's what we got at this time here. Derek, if you switch back over, you got to hit that button right there.
All right, folks. So once again, you're seeing a live photo of what our tornado looks like right now. Again, and this is the one that is coming into the Ashdown area, right?
Yeah.
All right. So
that's not. No, it was the one in Polk County. That's the one in Mina.
All right. So this one coming into our folks here in Polk County. So once again, let's go to.
Yeah. That's gonna be it. That's it right there. That's the tornado right there. So if you can get that going, he's working on getting that information up at this point, guys. But that's the tornado right there here. So Dave, if you want to switch back over to full screen, go ahead. But that's it, guys. Like I said before, this is gonna be from our storm chaser. Hopefully, I didn't butcher his name. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna see if I can get it. Reza Lane. He's one of our storm chasers out here. He's tracking this storm right now. This is footage right here of the tornado. This is a very large tornado that is on the ground at this point doing considerable damage. So you need to be seeking shelter immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately, guys. I cannot stress that enough at this point here. Okay, so that is the tornado itself. That's what you were seeing on the screen for just a second. That was the tornado with that storm here. That was a monster tornado coming into this area. So
all right, so our tornado in Polk County has just moved through Wicks area. It is starting to make a right turn.
Yeah.
That's something we really do not want to see. Because if these storms do start to turn right, it will further only increase our tornado potential with these storms. So once again, just to the east of Wicks, Mina's here, Hatfield's here. Again, this is just to the south of Mina, folks.
Yep.
Maybe just a few miles. If you live in Mount Ida, Norman, and Glenwood, you need to be watching the storm. Again, this is a tornado on the ground moving towards the east northeast here at about 50 miles per hour. So once again, let me put a track here on this storm here. Currently moving towards the northeast here at 50 miles an hour. So on the current track, it is going to take it towards Black Springs in 40 minutes, Norman in 42 minutes, and Mount Ida here in 48 minutes. We have not forgotten about our folks up here.
definitely.
Up here in Franklin County as well. Again, a warning does continue here as well. We are right in between both of our radars.
All right, there's a new tornado warning now.
Right.
Up there in Carroll County, northwestern Arkansas. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Green Forest, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. This is going to be obviously radar indicated rotation here, but Berryville, Green Forest, Grandview, Denver, and also Carrollton. You need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls to your outside as possible, get to the lowest area of your home immediately. To repeat, a new tornado warning has been issued for northeastern Carroll County up there in northern Arkansas. This is going to be a situation that we need to watch extremely closely here, guys. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tornado warnings, 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, and a lot of flash flood warnings here. We've got more tornado warnings starting to pop up across east central Texas, and that's going to move into southern Arkansas before this this is all said and done here at this point. Okay, but as I mentioned before, guys, this is Chief Forecaster Derek. I'm Assistant Chief Forecaster Cameron. We're here to give you guys an update on live coverage. If we do not go over your area, and this is where I'm going to ask a lot of patience. I know patience runs very thin in Arkansas, but the biggest thing is we need patience with this event. I know everybody's worried about what's going on, what's going to be happening, everything like that. But we cannot get to everybody's question right now. It cannot physically happen when we've got multiple tornado warnings on the board and a lot of reports coming in at this time yet. All we're asking is patience. We will get to you when we can, but if you're not in that tornado warning right now, your area is not going to be prioritized. That's just going to be how it is at this point, especially when you have warnings like this in southwestern Arkansas. We have a tornado emergency right now for Little River County here, and I'm saying it should stay between Foreman and Ashdown, but don't take your guard down with this one. Take the tornado precautions immediately here. Go ahead, Derek.
All right. So once again, let's go over every single warning right now. Polk County, Okay, Mina. This is just to your south. This is starting to make a right turn. This is going to turn towards our folks in Mount Ida very, very soon.
Yep.
So once again, Ashdown, you need to be taking your tornado precautions right now. Lowest level of your house, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. We now have a new storm that has popped up to the south of Hope, and this one's moving northeast, and it's out there all by itself. This is another one we're going to have to watch as well. We also have a tornado warning up here for our folks in Franklin County, and then of course our folks up here in Carroll County as well. Let's switch to our Little Rock radar as well.
Yeah.
This is the biggest issue with this part of the state is we are in between all three different radars.
Yep, that's the biggest thing right now here. We also have another warning that just got issued. It's going to be just southwest of Texarkana. This is still in northeast Texas here, but a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado near Hughes Springs, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. This is going to be moving towards the general location of Texarkana. So keep that in mind across the area here. This is going to be a tornado warning in place for this area until 8:30. This is going to be moving towards downtown Texarkana. So Texarkana, go ahead and take your tornado precautions. Just be on the safe side. This is moving towards that area, and
All right.
eventually this is going to make up towards.
We had a brand new warning that has just gone out.
I said, yeah.
And this is for our folks in Clarksville.
Yeah, and it's going to be North Central Logan County and Johnson County in western Arkansas until 8:30 this evening. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Altus or near Ozark, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. I was going to take that drink from you. Hazard tornado and quarter-size hail at this point here. So, 7-4 guys, this is what we're here for. We're going to keep you guys updated on the latest. But right now, the tornado warnings are outweighing these severe thunderstorm warnings. So, if you go under a tornado warning, you need to seek shelter immediately at this current time here. Go ahead, Derek.
All right. So once again, we have tornado emergency for Ashdown, tornado on the ground for our folks in Polk County. We have multiple warnings in effect across the state. Let's zoom out.
Yep.
And here, and we're going to get a statewide view. Once again, let me go to our reflectivity here, just to give you an idea of everything going on around the state. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and another one coming into Miller County here soon. So once again, the entire western part of the state is covered in tornado warnings. As this moves east, it's not going to get done. We still have that potential for severe weather, damaging winds, and tornadoes. And as you can see, our slight risk, enhanced risk, moderate risk. Nothing is going unscathed this evening.
Right. So that's the biggest thing at this point. And as I wanted to mention before, if you're in MENA right now, if you're under this warning, and I want to stress this to a lot of people, okay? If you cannot, if we don't go over your area, the biggest thing is if a warning goes off on your phone, you need to take that matters into your own hands. This is a lot of warnings we've got across the board right now. We're trying to get all the information in. We can't answer a million questions. That's why we had the live stream earlier to answer those questions here, okay? We cannot do it right now, guys. We got a million warnings coming in. If it goes off on your phone, take matters into your own hands. Take tornado precautions, okay? We're not going to be able to talk about every single city or every single county at this point. It's just not going to happen. But if it goes off on your phone, this is very important. That's why you need to have the alerts on your phone. That way, if tornado warning happens, then boom, you need to seek shelter, okay? So Polk County, Little River County, Johnson, Franklin, Logan, seek your tornado precautions immediately. Go ahead, Derek.
All right, we have a new warning. This is a radar indicated tornado now. So we still have a tornado emergency for Ashdown, but looks like that one is going to be allowed to expire and turn into a tornado warning. This goes for Locksburg, Winthrop, Wilton, Foreman, Ashdown, and it's
capable of producing a tornado now. That's for Little River, Sevier, and Howard County until 8:15 here. So some good news with this. It appears that Ashdown basically was blessed because this ain't like a certain tornado event for that area, but fortunately the latest scans have weakened the rotation, which is great news here. But still, take your tornado precautions. But this should go to the west side of Ashdown at this point. More concerning now for areas just southwest of Nashville or just to the southeast of the Queen at this point here. But this area of rotation is not as pronounced as it once was before. It's still there, but not as pronounced as it was earlier, which is great news. But it could be in that recycle mode at this current time here. So if you're in Locksburg or in Nerds down there in southwest Arkansas, take your tornado precautions immediately. But the biggest thing is, guys, we've got a million warnings. If it goes off on your phone, take matters in your own hands at this time here, guys. We're going to try to get to everybody as quickly as we can, but the biggest thing is you need to be seeking shelter immediately if a tornado warning goes off across your area here, okay? So go ahead.
All right. So then we still have our warning that does continue here for our folks in MENA. MENA as well. Again, we are right in between three different radar sites here. Right now, again, this is the unfortunate part about this part of the state. Is that radar coverage is very scarce. But once again, tornado warning does continue here.
I was going to say, that one's probably still on the ground. I would say, because you're still seeing a good amount of rotation. Let's go over the no-rot values real quickly here. I would say that one's probably still on the ground at this point, still doing damage. Let's see your CC drop. Not saying you need debris being picked up at the moment, but still it can be in recycle mode. You need to be seeking shelter immediately at this current time here. I want to stress that a lot right now if you're in MENA. So in MENA, the biggest thing is, I'm going to repeat this one last time, if a warning goes off on your phone, take matters into your own hands. We're not going to be able to go over a million warnings all at once. It's not physically possible.
Tornado on the ground.
So keep that in mind across the board. I think that's an extension to where it was earlier.
This one is brand new. It's
brand new?
Franklin County.
Okay.
This one is in Franklin County, Ozark.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a tornado on the ground. This one.
Yeah, there it is. It just got updated on my side over here.
All right, so this one is for Franklin County, and will be extended into Johnson County as well. So
a confirmed tornado was located over Denny or over Ozark. So basically, it's over Ozark right now, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour, damaging tornado, core-size hail with this storm here. So this is going to include Clarksville, interest along Interstate 40. Right now, you need to be seeking your tornado precautions immediately. The biggest thing is, I'm going to make this as crystal clear as I can. If it goes off on your phone, take those tornado precautions, okay? Do not wait on us to go over every single county or every single city. That's the biggest thing. If it goes off on your phone, take matters into your own hands. Use a little bit of common sense, especially in situations like this. That's the biggest thing right now, guys. If tornado warning goes off on your phone, don't wait for us to go over it. Take matters in your own hands and get into shelter immediately at this current time here, okay? But a confirmed tornado was located over Denny or over Ozark, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour here, okay? So radar confirmed tornado at this point. If you are in Clarksville, seek shelter immediately at this current time here, okay? Also, MENA, same thing. Seek tornado precautions immediately. If you're under a tornado warning, guys, you need to be taking those tornado precautions immediately, regardless of where you are in the state. And this is the biggest thing here, is majority of these warnings have been mainly outside of the 15% area of concern. This has been an enhanced risk. This has been in the slight risk area. This is what we've been talking about in terms of what to expect with this event here. Okay, so this is what we've got. We've got several warnings ongoing right now. This is in far northern Arkansas, Omaha, going into southern Missouri. Tornado warning up there.
If you have family in and around the Branson area, you definitely need to be watching this storm closely. It is going to pass just south of the Branson, but it is going to track into parts of the southern parts of Missouri here shortly. But if you live in Omaha, you need to be taking your tornado precautions right now, lowest level of your house.
We just got a new warning.
Right. Away from windows, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible.
Okay, so this is for the MENA storm.
On the ground.
A tornado-producing storm was located near Hartley, or 11 miles south of MENA, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour, damaging tornado core-size hail with the storm. This does include downtown MENA, Hatfield, MENA Intermountain Airport. This is also going to include Polk County Fairgrounds. There's a lot of people that are out, so Friday night, stuff like that. Seek shelter immediately at this point here, okay? This is also going to include Acorn, board camp over here, and also this is also going to include Odin as well here. So take your tornado precautions immediately, get away from windows, put as many walls to you on the outside as possible, get to the lowest area of your home immediately. If you're in southwestern Polk County, POLK, and Links, you're good to go. I'm going to sound the all clear for that one in terms of the tornado potential. But this is now moving into MENA. There, if you can do me a favor, that's 270, I believe. Moving into Montgomery and into Scott County. So take your tornado precautions away from windows. As many walls to you outside.
Our folks in Danville and Ola, this is your first alert. This is your first alert. You have about 1 hour, folks, until this storm will be moving your direction. Again, this storm has a history of producing damage in Idabel and Broken Bow this evening. This storm has a history of producing damage in Northeast Texas. This has been what we call a classic long track supercell and long track tornado as well. So once again, this is for Scott County, Montgomery County, Polk, POLK. A tornado has been reported on the ground.
Yeah, definitely. So that's a new warning for that as well. As I mentioned before here, this is what we got at this time here. I'm also in coordination with our chasers at this point, And I mean that is a textbook tornado at this point here, guys. Okay, and this is okay. So this is not for more one-hour teachers here, but that is a large tornado down here in Mena. That is a very large tornado here. You need to be seeking shelter immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to unity outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately here. And gate-to-gate shear right now is being reported as high as 150 miles per hour here. So that is a very devastating tornado going through this area. Take your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to unity outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately. I cannot stress that enough at this very point here. Go ahead.
All right, so for our folks in Central Arkansas, this is your first alert. We have about 2 hours.
Yeah.
I'll say we have about 2 hours until this area of severe weather pushes into Central Arkansas. So once again, you see what's going on in West Arkansas. As we've been talking about all evening long, you need to go on and start planning to take those tornado precautions, folks. This is a very dangerous night. We've had multiple tornadoes on the ground, multiple reports from the slight risk to the enhanced risk to the moderate risk, folks. This is a night you don't want to play around, because you could be putting your life or your family's life at stake this evening. It is no laughing matter. This is a situation that could be deadly this evening.
You're laughing at this. If you're laughing at this situation, you can get off this live stream. You can get off our live stream with that. I'm just going to tell you that right now. This is not a laughing situation. This is a very serious situation. People's lives are being changed right now across this board. A lot of damage reports are going to be coming out. So if this is funny to you, you can get off the live stream with that kind of attitude here. But the biggest thing is Western Arkansas, and the most thing I'm concerned about, and I'm looking at radar now, just kind of a statewide view. The biggest thing I'm worried about is these are individual supercells. Mm-hmm. This is not a line of storms that we were originally anticipating coming into the area. If it stays like this, we will be in trouble go out throughout the night and into the overnight hours here. That's the biggest thing I'm worried about. Is you can see it, the parameter spacing with these storms. There's more storms coming out of eastern Texas. This is more of a supercell threat versus a line of storms moving through at this point. That's something that I'm concerned about right now here. But right now, guys, we've got several tornado warnings on the board. You need to be seeking shelter immediately at this current time here. Go ahead, Derek.
All right, folks. So this is the current tornado warning storm down here in Little River County. This is fixing. The rotation is rapidly increasing on this storm.
We got a debris ball just southwest of Texarkana. Texarkana, you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately at this point. What you got?
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to go on because my sister is down there in the Texarkana area.
Okay.
So y'all don't mind me just for a little bit.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and read you guys this warning here. This is going to be a confirmed tornado located 10 miles northeast of Hughes Springs or 19 miles west of Atlanta, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. Hazard damaging tornado. Source radar indicated radar indicated tornado at this point. So to repeat, a tornado is on the ground. Take cover now. Move to a basement or interior room, the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Get away from the windows at this point. To repeat, this tornado has been observed and it's on the ground and it's moving towards downtown Texarkana. Texarkana, get to shelter immediately at this point here. Go ahead, Derek.
All right, so Texarkana, this is your first alert. You need to be, as Cameron mentioned, you need to be taking your tornado precautions right now. Even though you're not in a warning, you will be shortly. You need to be in your safe place right now. Lowest level of your house, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible.
Definitely.
You need to be in the center part of your house. If you have a shelter, get to it now. Folks, we have seen damage, multiple reports of damage, multiple reports of search and rescue, folks. I'm afraid this could go down as a historic night for parts of the Arklatex and the Southern Plains this evening.
Definitely.
But once again, I want to stress this: if you live in Northwest Arkansas, folks, the watch has been dropped, so that's a good thing.
Good.
But we still have a tornado on the ground, even though the watch has been dropped. So, once again, I want to stress this: you still need to be monitoring this very closely. Your severe threat is not over with just yet.
Oh man, I'm looking at national radar. It's gonna be a long night, folks. we've got a lot of activity coming out of central Texas moving due northeast at this time here. So this is going to be a low night for us here across the board. So far today, we have had 6 tornado reports. 12 of them have been high wind reports and 27 reports of tornadoes across this area.
And that number is likely to
go
way up.
That is going to likely go up within time here. Okay, so keep that in mind across the board. But if you know anybody in this area, they need to be seeking shelter immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls to your unit outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately at this point. Right. But I'm very concerned how you can see it just by radar, how you have a lot of what we call parameter spacing. Remember what you were talking about in the live stream, a county away from a storm, every county away. That's telling me that these storms are tapping into these southeast winds and they're rotating. That's why we have a lot of tornado warnings on the board at this point here. But the biggest thing is take your tornado precautions immediately, get away from windows, put as many walls to the outside as possible, get to the lowest area of your home immediately at this time here. Go ahead, Derek.
All right.
And we're not ignoring, and by the way, one more thing, we're not ignoring anybody else in the state. We're just going over the current tornado warnings. Once these tornado warnings are off the board, we'll gladly go over all the information you need to know. But until,
that may be a while.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be a while. But until these warnings drop, we're not going to be able to do that. Okay, so keep that in mind across the board here. Go ahead, there. You're good.
All right. So once again, I'm trying to bring our level 2 back up, just so we can get a more in-depth look at these storms.
Okay, give it a sec.
Yep.
Give it a sec. It'll be coming up. There's a lot of, I said before, there's a lot of people using it right now, so it's probably being slow. But there you go at this point here. So you can see right there in Sevier County, Little River, take your tornado precautions immediately in that area right there in Polk County, BOLK. Take your tornado precautions immediately as well. And we'll keep you guys updated on that situation. Derek, do me a favor. Let's go back over to radar and show everybody what's going on with this setup here, guys. And you can see there it is. And look at your storms coming out of southwestern Arkansas and northeast Texas. This is going to continue here over the next couple of hours here. So if your warning goes off on your phone, take your tornado precautions.
The one thing I do want to do here real quick, so we know for a fact this entire area of supercells is moving roughly east here about 55 miles an hour, right?
Yep.
All right. So just give it, and let me actually back this up a little bit because that line was a little bit off there. So just give you an idea from the most severe points of these storms right now.
Yep.
Folks. Well, I said that.
Okay.
Keep going.
All right. What's going on?
Nope.
Okay. You got it?
Yep.
All right. So you got the line of storms right here, and it's moving at about, I was going to say, yeah, I'd put it about 55 miles per hour. So there it is right there.
Folks, this is going to put it in central Arkansas in an hour. Folks, and you know, we're not trying to be, you know, worrisome or scary, you know, but this is a dangerous situation. These storms have produced a lot of damage, and you can see we have much more in the way.
We got a confirmed tornado in Woodland right now here. So this is why we're telling you guys right now. And everybody's kind of worried about timing and stuff like that. We just can't do it. Yep. We can't go over all that information right now because we're getting warnings every 5 seconds across the area. So every time we're having, we're trying to get over timing and stuff like that. These warnings are just coming in left and right here. Okay, so this is now a confirmed tornado near Woodland, damaging tornado quarter size hail, radar indicated rotation with this storm. To repeat, a tornado is on the ground. Take cover immediately. If you're in Clarksville, you're in Lamar, Oak Grove, Yale, along Interstate 40, take your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls to the outside as possible, get to the lowest area of your home immediately, and this does include, as I mentioned before, Woodland and Clarksville at this current time. And this is a confirmed tornado at this point here. Go ahead, Derek. You're good.
All right, I'm also taking a look at this, folks. This is just to the southeast of Mena. Cameron, let's look at this one here.
Okay.
Right now.
Yeah.
So once again, I'm on our shear rate view here, and you can see it right here, just to the south of 88, right along Highway. This is right in between Mena and Norman. This is a well-traveled highway as you head towards Arkadelphia.
Yeah.
All right. So once again, this is tracking towards the northeast here. This is going to move towards 270 Odin and Mount Ida. Signs are going off in Mount Ida right now. You definitely need to be in your tornado safe place, folks. This is a very dangerous situation, and we now have a tornado emergency once again for our folks here in Locksburg. Derek's, and Howard County. So once again, can you bring me off that warning as well?
Yeah, give me 1 second here. I'm getting a lot of information here, so that's going to be here.
So Howard
County here. So
Howard is Sevier County.
An extremely large and extremely dangerous tornado was located near Ben Lamont, or 11 miles southeast of Horatio, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Tornado warning. This is an extremely dangerous and potentially deadly tornado on the ground here.
No one needs to take cover.
Yeah, no one needs to take cover immediately at this point. Get away from windows, put as many walls to you the outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately. But to repeat, a large, extremely dangerous, potentially deadly tornado is on the ground. Take cover immediately at this current point here. Go ahead, Derek.
Yeah, all right. So once again, we have multiple folks. I mean multiple tornadoes on the ground right now. This is a very dangerous situation. Again, you are looking at our shear rate view.
It's Jace. He's wanting to call me. He's got something going on right now. So give me 1 second. I had to grab my AirPods.
All right. So once again, just to give you an idea of what's going on, we have one to the southwest of Texarkana. We have one in Sevier County. We have one in Polk County on the ground. We got one in Johnson County on the ground. Folks, this is a dangerous situation this evening. Our folks in Carroll County, this one is moving off into Missouri, so we're going to go on and send that one on its way. If you notice something, we have more tornado warnings than we have severe thunderstorm warnings. The atmosphere is very conducive for tornadoes this evening, and unfortunately, we are seeing one of the more substantial fall events that we've seen in quite some time. Our forecast and everything that we worried about has over the last few days has come to fruition this evening. So let's go back and look at each different storm. So once again, this is our shear rate view. And once again,
hey, what's going on?
There is a tornado on the ground here, just to the north of Clarksville. This is about to move into parts of Newton County here soon. If you live in Jasper, you need to watch this storm closely. Hector as well.
We're getting a lot of reports
from Newton,
right
from basically Jasper to Hector. You need to be watching this storm closely
right now, and we're on a lot of coverage.
All right. So once again,
you're fine. Yeah.
All right. So once again, if you live along Highway 88, if you live along Highway 88 in Polk County, you need to be taking your tornado precautions right now, folks. This is where our tornado is. This is going to be moving off towards the northeast here at roughly at about 55 miles per hour. So let's put a track on this one again. This is going to track at 50 miles per hour.
Yep.
This is mainly in rural areas right now of Polk and Montgomery and Scott County. But once again, tornado is on the ground with this storm. So if you live in Danville, this is your first alert. Yeah, Noah, you need to be watching this storm.
Noah, go ahead. He's one of our forecasters. Noah, go ahead and take cover. We got it.
This is an extremely.
Yeah.
This one right now. This is our shear rate from our Little Rock radar.
Goodness.
Yeah. All right. So this is our shear rate from our Little Rock radar, folks. Yeah. This storm has a history of producing damage. This storm has a history of producing tornadoes, really over much of the evening, and unfortunately, it is continuing to track into areas that have already seen a warning or two this evening. So once again, and let's put a track on this one as well. This one moving towards the northeast here at about 55 to 60 miles per hour, and on this track, we're going to go on and put this on the track at about 55 miles an hour. Okay. So it's going to be in Daisy in 44 minutes.
Yep.
So to our forecaster Noah, you have 44 minutes, and then on up in Glenwood in about an hour. So once again, and folks, I'm going to go downstream here for our folks in, say, Hot Springs. Eventually, this is going to turn more towards the east-northeast. When it does, you put places like Malvern and Hot Springs at risk. So something that we're going to have to watch here over the next really hour or so. Again, a tornado outbreak does continue here for our folks in southwest Arkansas this evening. Texarkana, this is your first alert. We've already mentioned you this evening. You need to be getting ready to take your safe place any moment now. A warning is likely on the storm. A tornado is on the ground with this storm as well.
Definitely. So, by the way, I want to make this crystal clear to everybody that's in this live stream right now. keep the comments professional and nice, because we have moderators in here, and if you can't act like an adult, then it's going to result in the block. This is not a time to be sitting here, laughing or anything like that. We're trying to get to as many people as we can. We got to do tornado warning Texarkana, by the way. But this is a time to be serious. I want to stress that so much here. So if you can't act serious and you can't be professional or anything like that, it will result in the block, and I will not hesitate at this point here. But the biggest thing right now is you need to be seeking shelter immediately. You may need to go back to level 3 if you need to at this point, because level 2 is kind of having some issues across the board here.
Are we getting
no, it's not. No, it's not on us. It's not on us. It's just a widespread issue right now with level 2. So you may have to go to level 3 for just a bit. I was looking at it a second ago. It's just a widespread issue with level 2 right now, and apparently it's probably everybody using it at this point here. So that's what we got at this point. You can see the purple and the blue polygons right through there, guys. You need to be seeking shelter immediately. Noah, if you're hearing the sound of my voice, bud, go ahead and take your tornado precaution here in Pike County at this time here. Okay, so that's the biggest thing across the board. Right now, you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. If you're under a warning and we do not go over your area, you need to be seeking shelter immediately at this time here. Go ahead, Derek. You're good.
All right, so once again, let's go back down and look here. So we're going to be looking. So basically what this is our debris scan.
Yep.
This is what we look for areas. Again, this is well away from the radar site still, so it's not going to be perfect. But you can see just to the southwest of Locksburg. If you live in Locksburg, if you live in between Winthrop, Wilton, and Locksburg, you need to be in your safe places. Right now, very large and extremely damaging tornado is on the ground. Folks, if you remember the umpire tornado from a few years ago, this is on the exact same path as that one. I was there. I remember it well. So, once again, I remember that storm very, very well. So once again, if you live from Ben Lomond to Locksburg to Derrick's, just north of Nashville, you need to be in your safe place right now. So lowest level of your house, away from windows, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible.
Yeah, and Jeffrey, I see your comment here. That's a great point. Do not try to go out and look for this thing either, guys. Okay, it is nighttime. These are likely going to be rain-wrapped tornadoes. You're not going to see it. You are not going to see it. The time we give you right now, that's the time you need to think about it. Because I mentioned before, if you go outside, you're going to have other people trying to go outside with you. And it's not going to end well, guys. So take the time that we're giving you right now to seek your tornado precautions, okay? Don't wait for it touching down or anything like that. You need to be seeking shelter immediately, okay? Everybody's asking questions in Central Arkansas. This is in Western Arkansas right now. Central is good to go, but we're watching the situation very, very closely across the board for much of the state here. And this is going to be a very long event coming into the area here. But right now, hot springs and stuff like that, you're good to go across the area here. But we're watching the situation very closely across the area. What you got for me, Derek? Go ahead.
All right, let's go back and look here. Again, let's just give a kind of an idea here. So I'm going to get a rundown here. First off, our folks here in Johnson County. Again, this is where we're going to look first. Clarksville, you are now in the clear of this storm. Tornado is on the ground. Just to the north of Clarksville. Again, not seeing very strong rotation with the storm, but it is moving into very mountainous terrain. If you live in Hector, Dover, and London, this is going to pass to your north. If you live to the north in Jasper, this is going to pass to your south. But if you live in Marshall, you need to be watching this storm closely as it continues pushing off towards the northeast here at 50 to 55 miles an hour. Now, let's go down to our folks here in Polk County, Polk.
Oh, man.
We have a very strong tornado on the ground right now, just across Highway 8. It's about to cross Highway 88.
Yep.
This is going to move towards Odin. This is going to track right in between Odin and Waldron. Waldron, this does not include you. This is just to your southeast. By about 10 to 15 miles.
Okay, biggest thing right now here is first and foremost, power outages. Around 6,000 right now across the natural state at this point. You need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. The biggest thing is if you lose power, biggest thing is we'll still be live, okay?
Yep.
Stay with us. Have your phones charged. We were worried about this power outage still, and now we're starting to see power outages skyrocket. Also, I'm getting some heartbreaking information from the tornadoes that have gone over in southeastern Oklahoma. Apparently, there's been some fatalities with these tornadoes. With these tornadoes tonight here. So, prayers go out to those that have been impacted and stuff like that. But the information I'm getting in right now is very, very heartbreaking across the area here, guys. And this is why we're harping so much. You need to be taking your tornado precaution immediately here. Go ahead, Derek. You're good.
All right. So once again, this is from our Little Rock radar, very strong area. Again, a tornado on the ground here, right in between Locksburg and Ben Lomond. It's actually kind of moved a little bit north of northeast here over the last bit, almost anti-cyclonic a little bit, and that's concerning because what that does is that they could shift it a little bit north into downtown Locksburg. Again, if you live in DeQueen, Horatio, Winthrop, your threat is now waning. However, if you live in Derricks, you need to be in a safe place right now. Tornado is on the ground. A very large and extremely dangerous tornado is on the ground, and this is moving into areas such as Derricks, just to the northwest of Nashville, and eventually up towards Daisy as well. Now, for our folks in Texarkana, the storm is just to the southwest of Texarkana, just out of radar range. If you are in Texarkana, you need to be in your safe place right now. This is moving a very highly populated area, and we've already seen reports of damage out of this storm just to the southwest of Texarkana. Again, we've had reports just this evening out of New Boston, Idabel, Broken Bow, parts of West Arkansas. Damage has been reported across multiple areas as this storm system continues to move into western and southwest Arkansas this evening.
And also with that storm down there in Texarkana, watch out for golf ball size hail as well. We're starting to get and that's concerning me because your lapse rates are starting to come up. So that's why you're having the supercell threat kind of continuing. But that one right here, Texarkana, will have golf ball size hail with it as well here. So that's a true supercell across the board. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tornado warnings. 3 of those are severe thunderstorm warnings, and 8 of those are flash flood warnings, especially across western and northwestern Arkansas, which is very beneficial rainfall. But unfortunately, right now we're dealing with a tornado outbreak across southwestern Arkansas. This is a moderate risk being verified across the area here. So keep that in mind across the board here. We're working on getting reports and everything else. We see your messages, we see your comments and stuff like that. Unfortunately, we just can't answer every single one of them at this point here. But yeah, go ahead there. You're good. You're good to go.
All right. So once again, we have multiple different tornadoes right now. The good thing is that each one of the block scan is starting to decouple a little bit. But again, we're also well away from our radar side. Side well. So what I'm going to do is let's switch to our Fort Smith and our Shreveport radars, just so we can get a better idea.
Okay, so apparently we can see. Derek, do me a favor. Look at the camera over there. Okay, we're good to go. So people can see this screen. I'm gonna try to get RDOT up. Apparently, you can see the wall cloud coming into Texarkana from that footage here. So I'm gonna try to get that up on our screen back here. If you can see the screen back here, let me know. But that's the biggest thing right now. We're going to try to get that up and running for you guys here in just a little bit here. But anyway, so before, multiple tornado warnings across the board. It's Chief Forecaster Derek, Assistant Chief Forecaster Cameron over here, and we're keeping you guys updated on the latest situation here. So tag your friends, tag your family. Anybody that needs this information across the state right now, tag them. That way they can stay updated on the latest situation here, guys. But an ongoing tornado outbreak across the area at this current time here, okay? And also, I know a lot of people are trying to figure out what's going on across the state, stuff like that. We're trying to get it to as many people as we can. It's almost physically impossible at this point with all the warnings and stuff going out. So the warning goes out on your phone, you see it buzzing on your phone, take precautions into your own hands at this current time here. Go ahead. Also, watch that storm in Columbia County as well here. Go ahead there, you're good.
All right, so once again, we have multiple tornado warnings going on around the state right now. We have a few that are confirmed as well. First off, let's start in Texarkana. Once again, this storm is just off to the southwest. This is now moved. This storm has a history of producing tornadoes this evening, just off to the southwest. So this is This is right in between Hooks and Domino. Again, this is going to track right up I-30.
Okay.
So this is going to move into the Texarkana area.
This is from Texarkana, by the way. And I'm trying, and we're gonna. And when you get this late at night, you have to rely on lightning flashes here. But I want to say right in here is where your wall cloud is going to be coming up, and this is looking south of Texarkana right now. The storm's coming north, so I want to say right there is where you're going to have to watch it here. But the biggest thing I want to stress right now: notice how there's not anybody on the roads. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. That means everybody is in home, seeking their tornado precautions, kind of hunkering down across the state right now. This is what we want to see across the board. The only cars I see out right now are emergency management, which is great news. So, as I said before, this is live footage right here coming out of the Texarkana area. At this point, we see if I can get a better view of that right now here. But if you're in Texarkana right now, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls to you on the outside as possible, get to the lowest area of your home immediately here. And this is a little bit of a better view, but you can see right in there, that lowering right here. That's where your tornado is right now. And it's going to be coming across this area within time. So take your tornado precautions immediately if you're in Texarkana. That's very important. Go ahead there. You're
All right. So once again, let's go back up across state. So now then, I'm going to go back to our little radar once again. We are still getting multiple different reports of tornadoes on the ground across western Arkansas this evening.
Okay.
Yep.
The Interstate 49. You're good. I was reading the comment, Kyle's comment, looking up Interstate 49 and 51 interchange real quick with this one. So I believe it's going to be this camera right here. Yeah.
All right. So we have a new warning that has just been issued. So once again, we have a brand new warning. This is just been issued for Pike County.
Yeah, there it is right there. There's a wall cloud coming in with this one. You got some folks coming in. But there's the wall cloud with this. Just look at that Texarkana view, by the way. I don't know if everybody can see my screen behind me, but this is. Let me see if I can get this over here just a little bit.
Man.
Right there, right there. This is the view at this point here. What do you got for me, Derek?
Let's read. Yeah. Let's go on and get me a read on this tornado warning in Pike County here.
Okay.
This is a brand new warning that has just gone out.
They're saying a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. With this one moving southwest of Centerport, moving north or 9 miles northwest of Mineral Springs, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. So it's radar indicated per LZK, but the biggest thing is you don't want to let your guard down with that.
That's Shreveport has changed their wording on it.
Yeah.
On it as well, so it's no longer a tornado emergency. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
However, Daisy, 26 minutes. You have 26 minutes. You are now under a tornado warning. You need to be getting to your safe place, lowest level of your house. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Put it, mattresses, pillows, blankets, whatever you can find, and put it on you. A bathtub's a good place. A hallway if you don't have a storm shelter and don't have a basement. And the reason is, as a tornado comes across your house, it lowers the pressure, and so houses tend to kind of expand from the inside out. But the center part of the house is less likely to be affected by that as well. It protects you from flying debris coming at you from all angles around the house.
Definitely. So that's the biggest thing right now, guys. As I said before, we've got multiple tornado warnings. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tornado warnings. We have a severe thunderstorm warning now that has just been issued here. It's going to go for the following. It's going to go for Logan, Searcy, Newton, Johnson, Van Buren, and Polk County. This is for a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. However, I want to stress with this particular storm, this storm has a history of producing tornadoes here. Okay, so keep that in mind across the board. That's going to go from Marshall, Dover, Hector, over towards Knoxville, Rocky Hill, and also Point Peter over here. This is going to go, instead of for Logan, Searcy, Newton, Johnson, Van Buren, and Polk County over here in West Central and North Central Arkansas at this current time here. Okay, we're also working on getting other reports and stuff in at this point. But right now, if you're under a tornado warning, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. Get away from windows, as many walls to uni outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately. Go ahead, Derek.
Alright, so once again, what I'm doing now is pulling up our debris signatures. Once again, trying to get a good idea here of what we're seeing in the clouds. Again, very far away from our radar site here. We are actually in between our Fort Smith, our Little Rock, and our Shreveport radars. But that being said,
yeah,
we do see small areas that could easily be debris. One just to the southeast of Mena, one just to the southwest of Locksburg, of Derrick's area, and then of course we have one area just to the southwest of Texarkana as well.
Keep an eye on the one up here. This red thunderstorm warning up here as well. I'm starting to see some rotation being indicated up there. That's just to the northeast of Clarksville and north of Russellville.
Okay, so that one has been switched to a severe thunderstorm warning.
Yeah, it's been switched to a severe thunderstorm warning, but I just want to kind of point that out because there's still some rotation being developed with that. That's going to make a run for the Marshall, the Leslie area up here in northern Arkansas. That severe thunderstorm warning, and you can see the green colors back here. That is indicative of winds about 60 to 70 miles per hour with the storm as it's pushing off towards the east and northeast. So keep that in mind up here. If you're in Marshall, Leslie, go ahead and charge your phones. Go ahead and be ready to go because this line of storms does have a history of producing power outages across the area here. And in Central Arkansas, I'm getting a lot of comments about Central Arkansas. You're good for now. Things are going to change over the next 1 to 3 hours here across the board here. We're going to watch the situation closely. Obviously, when the tornado warnings occur, we'll be here across the area here. But Pike County, Montgomery County, Polk County, I think you're good to go. That's P-O-L-K, by the way. You're good to go. The tornado warning storm is kind of moving into Scott and Montgomery. But watch that one closely. Pike and Clark County going into Hot Spring County right there. It's not warned yet, but it's out ahead of the line, and it's an environment capable of producing severe weather across the board here. So, also, we're still monitoring the warning in Texarkana as well. Texarkana remain in shelter at this time here. This is a regular tornado warning. It's radar indicated, but still take your tornado precautions immediately. And in this one right in here, okay, as of 8:21, still as a confirmed tornado, that is in southeastern Scott, northern Polk, P-O-L-K, southwestern Yale, and northern Montgomery counties across this area. It's going to go until 8:45, so not much longer from here. But watch the situation closely, guys, okay? Go ahead at this point there. Yeah, I know.
Alright, so once again, we have tornado warnings here.
Yeah.
This one has been observed until 8:45 for our folks in Scott County, Yale County, Montgomery County, and Polk County. Then we have a tornado warning here, radar indicated for our folks in Pike County until 9:15. Howard and Sevier counties until 9 o'clock this evening. And then we have Little River and Miller counties in effect until 9 p.m. this evening. So we have multiple warnings across state. We also have severe thunderstorm warnings. This is for our folks up here in Polk, Johnson, Clinton, or Van Buren, Searcy, and Newton counties here until 9:15 this evening, mainly for 60 mile an hour winds. Also again, Newton, Marion, and Boone counties here until 9:15 as well for 60 mile an hour winds. Same thing for our folks along the northern edge of the state as well there. So our northern parts are starting to turn a little bit more of a damaging wind threat. However, from I-40 to I-30, this corridor is still very ripe for tornadic development.
Definitely.
As you can see, we still have multiple areas of rotating storms and still are multiple reports of tornadoes this evening.
Yeah, and we're starting to see the severe thunderstorm warning starting to pop up across northern Arkansas as well here. So, central and southern Arkansas, this event is not done for you in the slightest. Okay, I know a lot of people are kind of looking at this and stuff like that, but central Arkansas and eastern Arkansas, you are not done at all. Okay, watch the situation closely. Take the time now while it's quiet and go over your tornado precaution plans. Go over what to do if there's a tornado warning and stuff like that. Take the time now while it's calm. That way you know what to do if there's a warning that goes out for your area here. So fortunately, right now, Derek, I do believe all the tornado warnings are radar indicated.
Yeah.
But I want to stress, just because it's not a tornado emergency or anything like that, it doesn't mean you don't need to take it seriously at this point. Derek, if you do me a favor, let's go back over the reflectivity real quick, because we're getting a lot of people asking about the radar here, and we show different products for a reason, but this is our radar at this point. Do me a favor and zoom out for just a bit. I want to show everybody what's going on down there in East Texas at this point. We still have 1 to 2 more tornado warnings down here, and then that activity is going to move into central Arkansas. Derek, it's going to be T1 on the keyboard. Hit T1, and it's going to show the instability. Hit high-res cape, and it's going to show the instability real quick. I want to show everybody how much instability we have across the board. It's going to be a little bit to your right there. There it is. All right, so that's going to be the instability at this point. Just click on it.
There it goes.
Yeah, there it goes. And it's going to show that here in just a second here, but you're going to see this is the amount of fuel that we have in place here across the area. You're still talking about, and you're looking at this, and it's like, oh, it's very low. This is the amount of fuel you need. And all that fuel is still coming northward across central and into eastern Arkansas here. So keep that in mind here. That's why we're having so many tornado warnings right now, because these storms are tapping into the instability, and they're going, and they're going, they're going, they're going, and they're producing a tornado across the area here. So keep that in mind across the area. I know I just want to give everybody a statewide view of what's going on, because we're getting an overwhelming amount of questions about statewide view, statewide view, statewide view. But I'm going to tell you now, tornado warning takes priority over anything at this point. Okay, if you need information, go to the page. That's what it's for. But tornado warnings take priorities over that at this current time. Okay, but yeah, you can go ahead there. I just wanted to kind of show everybody that, because I know everybody was wanting to see what was going on across the board here. But yeah, go ahead. Let me see here.
All right, so once again, let's go back now and look again here at our different warnings that are currently still in effect here across much of western Arkansas. So once again, let our block scan pull up here. So again, the strongest area of rotation is just north of 270 here, in between Odin and Waldron. Mina, you are no longer in the warning.
Yeah.
Your threat is now pretty much waning this evening, but this is just to the north of Mount Ida.
Tornado warning in Texarkana has been canceled, by the way.
Oh, it has?
Yes, they canceled. Good. So we're now down to, and this one right here, coming into this one right here that had the tornado earlier. It's still showing you about rotations. I'd be curious to see if they extended, but only 2 tornado warnings on the board, and the rest are severe thunderstorm warnings. So we're slowly getting there. We're slowly starting to calm things down from a very active evening. But we're still going to watch the situation. I'll be very curious if they extend that tornado warning into Yale County here. But we're starting to kind of wane down. The thing is, once we get these tornado warnings off the board, we'll go over all the information. We'll go over all the stuff you guys need to know going forward into the night here. But the biggest thing is, if there's tornado warnings on the board, that's going to take priority over anything at this time, because that's a threat to life and property at this time here. But yeah, I'd be real curious to see about that, but also in the Howard County as well here.
Yep. All right. So let's go down and look here again for our folks in Southwest Arkansas. Again, this is currently just to the southwest of Derricks. This is in between Derricks and Nashville.
Yep.
Daisy, you are in direct path of this storm. So once again, you definitely need to be taking, and you really need to already be in your safe place right now. Again, this is moving off towards the northeast here at 55 miles per hour, folks. So this is going to be moving almost in a direction that is going to take it towards Daisy and Glenwood and Lake Hamilton over the next hour. Again, will this remain warm the whole time? We don't know yet. The atmosphere out ahead of us is still very, very, very unstable and ripe for development this evening.
Yeah, definitely here. So the biggest thing is, and I know a lot of people are seeing this in central Arkansas, and there's a lot of people telling them, oh, hey, it's nothing to worry about. Very low threat of seeing severe weather. You can get some sleep and stuff like that. We've seen what happened in northern Arkansas. I'm getting a ton of reports right now in northern Arkansas of damage, multiple tornadoes, everything else up there in northern Arkansas right now. And they're in a very low risk of seeing tornadoes and damaging winds. Guys, stay up tonight. Stay with us. It's a Friday night. I know a lot of people don't have much to do on Saturday and stuff like that, okay? Stay with us tonight. Do not drop your guard in central or in eastern Arkansas with this event. We have seen what has happened in western and southwestern and northern and northwestern Arkansas. Do not let your guard down just because you're in a low-risk area. I don't know why that's a stigma here in Arkansas, but do not let your guard down just because it's a very low-risk area, guys. I'm telling you now, and I'm fully expecting that tornado watch to get extended further to the east within timing, because we're getting a lot of ingredients coming in. I'm going to take a look at guidance here just a little bit, but definitely take your tornado precautions immediately if you're in a warning, but do not let your guard down if you're in the metro or even in eastern Arkansas, because we're going to be dealing with this throughout the overnight hours here. What do you got on your side over there?
All right, so we have a brand new warning. This has just gone out, but you going to read that for me? This is for Yale County.
Okay, give me 1 second here. Let me see if it popped up on my end. You may have gotten it before I did. There it is. So basically they put a new tornado warning with that one here. So tornado warning is going to go for East Central Logan, Perry, Scott, Yale, and Montgomery counties till 9:30. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Muddy Creek, WMA, or 16 miles north of Mount Ida, moving northeast at a grand total of 60 miles per hour. Tornado in quarter size cell with the storm. This is going to go for Ola, Danville, Plainview, and Yale County. This is also going to go for Casa, also Havana, and Mount Nebo State Park over here. Right. So take your tornado precautions immediately.
Russellville,
so
Russellville, Atkins. This is your first alert warning here. So once again, Corinth, in about 29 minutes. Danville about 29 minutes. Ola about 36 minutes. Dardanelle, Russellville, here in about 50 minutes or so. Pottsville, Atkins, here in about 1 hour or so. And again, these are getting a little bit closer to Central Arkansas. This is when we're going to start watching. Our folks here
along Interstate 40.
Yep, along Interstate 40. So once again, this is the current track of the storm. And if you live in Danville, we've already mentioned Danville this evening, and we gave you at least an hour heads up. Well, now we're giving you another 30 minutes or less heads up. Say, hey, this is moving in your area. This storm has a history of producing tornadoes this evening.
I'm looking at guidance at this point. I'm not taking anything away from this tornado warning at this point. My folks in eastern Arkansas, central eastern Arkansas, do not let your guard down at all. I'm looking at guidance right now, and it's worsening the threat over there in eastern Arkansas than it is over here in central Arkansas, because there's a lot more instability return. So keep that in mind across the area here. The tornado threat is still going to be continuing across the board throughout the evening into the overnight hours here, but we are not done by any stretch of the matter here. These warnings are going to continue as they move into an environment more conducive for severe weather across central Arkansas here.
We have a brand new warning.
Severe thunderstorm warning down there, considerable tag, tornado possible with that one as well. So we'll go ahead and read you guys this one here. And also, this one has a history of producing tornadoes as well. Yep. This one's going to go for Little River, Hempstead, Miller, Lafayette, Nevada, and also Columbia and Cass counties, which is in Texas, by the way. Until 9:30, severe thunderstorm is located in the low line, extending from Mandeville to near Folk to Atlanta, moving east at 55 miles per hour. 70 mile per hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail with this storm, and it will also include the potential of a tornado with this storm here, okay? So keep that in mind. If you know anybody in this area here, like I said before, I'll read you guys the counties one last time. Little River, Hempstead, Miller, Lafayette, Nevada, and Columbia counties over here. You need to be watching this storm closely. Go ahead and take your tornado precautions. Even though it's a severe thunderstorm warning, go ahead and take your tornado precautions, because it is capable of producing a tornado, and it does have history back in northeastern Texas when it was just strictly supercells of producing damaging tornadoes over there in northeastern Texas. So watch it close. We'll keep you guys updated on the latest with that information here.
All right, so once again, and this storm is going to be moving towards Garland in about 20 minutes, Hope in about 27 minutes, on down towards Stamps, Emmett, Buckner, Waldo, and McNeil here, even on down towards our folks here in Magnolia over the next hour or so.
Yep. And also, this is my call to action. Not taking anything away from Southwest Arkansas. My call to action to those in Polk County, P-O-P-E County, along Interstate 40 right now here. Take your tornado precautions immediately at this current time. Your tornado warning remains in effect across this area here. And I'm double checking everything. at this point, and we double check and see if we've got any reports. There's now a new mesoscale discussion now out from the Storm Prediction Center. I'm going to get that information up quickly. It'll be coming out here in just a little bit here, but Derek, you go ahead. It's going to take a little bit to get the information out here, but for Polk County, and let's go back to radar real quick, and then we'll pull up the counties over here so you guys can kind of see on what we're talking about here. Okay, so for my folks in Yale, in Polk County, far southwestern Conway County, and Johnson County, along Interstate 40 coming in or out of Russellville. This is my call to action to you guys right now. You need to be seeking shelter immediately. Also, down here, down to the stretch in southwestern Arkansas, we're talking Sevier, Howard, and Pike County. We've been talking about southwestern Arkansas so much this evening, it's not even funny. But that's going to be the same area that we're going to have to watch very closely. You see that air rotation, the red and green kind of merging as one. That's where your tornado potential is going to be. And that's going to move northeast right around that I clock at about 50 miles per hour. So Daisy, Glenwood, and Abney up here. That's going to go for northwestern Clark. That is southeastern Montgomery County, much of Pike County, and also it's now starting to include southwestern Garland County as well here. So keep that in mind here. Hot Springs, my call to action in Hot Springs. You've got time. You've got well over about close to an hour to watch this storm.
Yep.
You need to watch it. Also, one more thing. Go back to that real quick, Derek.
Okay.
Right there on 70, between Glenwood and Lake Hamilton, that area right there.
Yep.
Watch that close. That may end up being forewarned as well. We'll have more information on that here in just a little bit. But now this is starting to crawl ever so closely to central Arkansas here.
Yep.
So my folks in central Arkansas, the time is now. The time is now to watch the situation closely. So now we're down to 3 tornado warnings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 severe thunderstorm warnings. Severe thunderstorm warnings have finally, for the first time this evening, kind of overpowered the tornado warnings. But still, take those tornado precautions. Even if you're in a severe thunderstorm warning,
Yep.
all of these storms tonight does have a history of producing tornadoes when they were coming into western Arkansas across the area here.
All right. So once again, we have western Perry County here, Yale County up, and very southeastern parts of Logan County, as well as southeastern Scott County and Montgomery County here. Again, this is a radar indicated. We are getting to more of the radar indicated storm. Do not let your guard down. Even if it says a radar indicated, still take your tornado precautions, because this is a very dangerous night. We have seen multiple different tornadoes this evening. Multiple reports of damage, multiple reports of injuries, and unconfirmed reports of fatalities in northeast Texas as well.
All right. And you're going to hate this. This is from the Storm Prediction Center. This is why I'm saying you guys are not done just yet. So the newest discussion from the Storm Prediction Center suggests that the tornado threat will continue throughout much of the night. Now, we have gone from what was supposed to have been a line of storms moving through the state to now a tornado/tornado damaging wind threat. Okay, so tornado risk continues for western and central Arkansas. Damaging wind risk is increasing as storm mode starts to become linear across the area here. But the biggest thing is damaging wind potential will increase on the central Arkansas line that west east. Embedded tornadoes will be the primary risk throughout the overnight outer system. The tornado threat is going to continue well throughout the night across the area here. Okay, so Noah is saying the confirmed tornado headed towards New Hope from someone we know down there. Okay, so let me see here. I believe that is down here in northeastern Texas here with that. So we'll watch the situation closely, guys. But right now, this is what we've got at this point. Take your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to you on the outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately. Go ahead, Derek.
All right. So once again, just to let everybody know, and again, I'm watching this storm just to the south of Texarkana. It's starting to show increasing signs of rotation once again.
Yeah.
And it's going to move kind of northeast here across far southern Arkansas. So again, if you live in between Hope and Magnolia, you need to be watching this storm very, very close. Let's zoom in on this storm here just to show you a little bit about what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Just to the east of Texarkana, Once again, this would include areas like Garland, Stamps, Patmos on towards Waldo and McNeil. So once again, it's a small area of rotation, but as we've seen, these storms, when they rotate, they have been producing this evening. So
Also,
good news for our folks in Howard and Pike counties.
Yeah.
The rotation seems to be pretty much gone on these storms.
So, and also for those that are wondering about footage and stuff like that, take a look at our Arkansas Storm Hunters page. Jace is doing a wonderful job over there. He's getting new information in terms of the pictures and stuff like that. That was a tornado earlier. Pretty much a wedge earlier. That was with that storm, I believe, over there in McCurtain County earlier on here. But definitely tornadoes being reported with this storm here. Okay, so we're working on confirming a lot of stuff right now. Tomorrow is going to be a big recap day. There's going to be a lot of damage. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on daytime. When the sun comes up, it's going to tell a lot about what happened tonight. So keep that in mind here. We're not going to say, this is EF2 or EF3 or anything like that. We can't determine that until they go out and do the surveys and stuff like that. But right now, this is the biggest thing across the board here. This is what we got at this time here. So go ahead. You're good.
All right. So once again, we have. Let's just go back out to a statewide view here. So once again, if you live in Russellville, you definitely need to be watching this storm coming out of Yale County as well. But we have multiple severe thunderstorm warnings across northern Arkansas, severe thunderstorm warnings across southern Arkansas here, and then of course we still have tornado warnings here for Yale, Perry, Montgomery, and Scott, and also Pike and Howard and Sevier counties as well. Sevier County. This storm has moved out of your area, so you are now in the clear. As a matter of fact, west of a Harrison to Ozark to Scott, or to Mena and Waldron to DeQueen to Foreman, you are now in the clear for this event. So that is your all clear. However, this is all pushing into central Arkansas now, and this is where conditions will start to deteriorate here over the next couple of hours.
Yeah, I do fully agree. So that's going to be the biggest thing we're going to have to watch closely, guys. We'll keep you guys updated on the latest. And also, if you're seeing any kind of issues or anything like that on the stream, we do apologize. It's just the wind gusts right now. We've got about 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts, even in central and eastern Arkansas. So it's kind of interfering with a lot of stuff right now across the area here. But the biggest thing right now is we need to watch the situation closer.
What's our current winds that we have on the pedometer outside right now?
They're clocking about 15 to 20 here. But basically, I'm talking about across the area, not here in Little Rock. But that's probably what's going on with the thing here. So it'll come back on and stuff like that, guys. We do apologize for that. But the biggest thing is, if you're under a warning, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. I cannot stress that enough at this current time here, Derek. And I was going to say, you may want to use level 3 for that, because level 2 has been having a lot of issues for us down here. So Yale County, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. Russellville, Hope County, POPE, Perry, and then Conway County, you need to be seeking shelter immediately at this current time. It's going to go right over Interstate 40 at this point here, okay? So Russellville, take cover immediately at this current time here. So, yeah, go ahead, Derek. You're good.
All right, so once again, folks, this is currently tracking towards Russellville, Atkins, here in about 45 minutes, folks. Once again, so if you live in Corinth and Belleville, you need to be taking your tornado precautions right now. Lowest level of your house, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Ola and Darnell, you have about roughly 30 minutes or so. Russellville have about 37 minutes, and then of course on down towards Pottsville and Atkins as we head towards 45 minutes. Really, as we head towards the 10 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
So yes, it is getting late here in the natural state, but our tornado threat, our severe weather threat does continue and will continue here for much of the evening and into the overnight hours. Our hope is that as it starts to get into eastern Arkansas, it starts to wane. But right now, we still continue with both a severe thunderstorm and a tornado threat for much of the evening. We have not forgot about our folks here in southwest Arkansas. Again, not seeing anything significant in terms of rotation there. Let me
hold up,
go ahead.
hold up. The Fort Smith radar with this. Let me see. I'm gonna go over to it and see what's going on. Noah just told me to look at the Fort Smith radar and see what's going on. I want to say that Yale County storm looks like you've got an area of rotation trying to get going for Yale. So this is what I'm saying. If you're in Conway County, Polk County, Yale County, Perry County, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to you the outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home immediately. If you're listening to me right now and you are in Yale County, take your tornado precautions right now. I know what's going on with this particular storm. It's going right over mountains in Yale County. It's going right over mountains. When that area of rotation drops out of the mountains, it's going to produce right there on the Interstate 40. We've seen this happen so many times. We remember that one stupid cell we got on 64. This is what's going to happen. That area of rotation is going to come out of the mountains. It's going to go down in the valley, and it's going to produce. This is my call to action. Interstate 40, Highway 64, Russellville, Polk County, POPE, Conway, Perry, and also over there in far southeastern Johnson County. Take your tornado precautions now. You do not have a lot of time until this thing comes down into the valley area here. You can see that right there. Dave, if you could do me a favor, go to 1.4 on the storm relative velocity, because this thing is up in the atmosphere, up in the environment. But you can see it right there. There's the area of rotation that's caused the tornado warning. Once it drops down, it's gonna do it. So we'll have to watch it closely here across the area here. Right? If you're in Russellville right now, go ahead and seek your tornado precautions immediately here. But it appears we're starting slowly but surely starting to calm things down just a little bit. Not as crazy as it once was. We went on live stream. We've been on live for, I don't even know at this point,
about 2.5 hours.
3 hours, and it's been crazy. So that's been the biggest thing here, guys. Tornado warning makes it appear for Pike County and Howard, Yale County as well. The rest are severe thunderstorm warnings, but take your tornado precautions in those severe thunderstorm warnings as well here.
All right, so once again, let's just go over. Let's go and put a new track here on our Yale County storm. Again, the rotation is not as pronounced as it once was, which is a good thing, and that's what we want to see. But once again, if you live in Danville, you still need to be taking your tornado precautions. Lowest level of your house, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Again, this is moving on towards the northeast here. It's 60 miles an hour. This is going to be in Russellville, in between Russellville and Atkins in about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So you do not have a lot of time, but once again, the rotation is weakening. However, do not let your guard down with this storm. If you live in Danville, please be taking your tornado precautions right now. Lowest level of your house, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Center of part of your house, a basement, a storm shelter, whatever you have. If you don't have a shelter, get in the bathtub or the center part of your house. Blankets, pillows, mattress, whatever you can find to cover you and your family with, to make sure you are safe from this storm.
Definitely. So that's the biggest thing here. And also, if we start losing our voice, that's going to be the biggest thing, because we've been doing this about 3 hours now, kind of telling you about what's going on here. So, Derek, I would say watch that storm over there near Hot Springs. We'll go back over to storm relative velocity just a little bit. There's three areas. That Pike County storm needs to be watched very, very closely here. I know there's going to be kind of, you may want to switch over to, Fort Smith's going to tell you the best story with this one, but that area of rotation is really starting to get going with that one. Then you have the Yale County one, and then we're starting watching the ones up there in North Arkansas, but North Arkansas is now beginning to go into a damaging wind threat, and then central and south is now starting to transition more into a supercell threat with the potential of a couple of tornadoes being possible here. So keep that in mind.
And there's the Pike County storm.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's the Pike County storm right there. He told me to go over to Fort Smith radar. I was wondering why, but that's going to be the biggest thing across the area here. And also, one more thing I want to address too. A lot of people are sending, stars and donating and stuff like that. We appreciate it, guys. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. So we really do appreciate y'all. All 2,000 people on this live stream right now. We love and appreciate each and every one of y'all for being here. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for you guys. And we're going to continue to do this.
I'm going to be curious to see. I'm going to be curious to see if they extend this warning. But right now, strong area of velocity is currently right now moving just to the south of Daisy.
Yeah.
So this is going to track. It's moving at 60 miles per hour towards the northeast. This is the storm that will be affecting the metro area within the next hour or so. Again, this is going to move towards Hot Springs in about 42 minutes, and towards Lonsdale here in about 56 minutes, Glenwood area in about 12 minutes. So again, they've not extended the warning, so that's a good sign. However,
I'm just checking for reports or anything.
However, the threat for both damaging winds and tornadoes does continue this evening. So our threat is far from over this evening. Let's go back to our Yo County storm, folks. So this here, we now have a distinct area of rotation forming. Now this is just to the southwest of Darnell, just to the southwest of Danville and Hola.
Yeah. So first and foremost, we're now up to 17 confirmed reports of tornadoes with this event. We're now up to 17. We've jumped from where it was earlier, and they're still saying there could be more throughout the overnight hours and the night. 17 tornado reports, guys, and the majority of those were significant. So Russellville still remain in your safe place along Interstate 40 right now. The Morrilton area, Conway County, not Conway City, but Conway County. Go ahead and take your tornado precautions immediately. Ola, go ahead and take your tornado precautions. Casa, same thing goes for you. Northern Perry County, Western and Eastern, and Northeastern Yale County, and then Southern Pope County, POPE. Go ahead and take your tornado precautions immediately. This is going to say north and east of Conway, Mayflower, Valonia, and everything like that. But this is going to head in a general direction that's going to go right over the interstate at this current time here. So we're going to monitor the situation very closely at this current time. Go ahead, you're good.
All right. So once again, we still have 2 warnings in effect right now. So 2 tornado warnings in effect. We still have our folks in South Arkansas. We have not forgot about you at all. And we have a brand new warning. Cameron, this is coming into Central Arkansas. I'm going to go start to head out.
Okay.
I'll take over
for this point. So you're gonna go get that one.
All right. So I'm going. Yep. So I'm going to start heading down towards the Benton area.
Okay.
So we can start tracking this storm.
All right. Sounds good. All right. You careful out there. Let me know when you see anything.
Will do. I'll be live here in the town.
Okay. Sounds good. So this is what we got at this point, guys. It's just me now, by the way. He's gonna be out and doing coverage at this point here. So we do now have that tornado warning that is in effect for Garland, Hot Springs, Clark, and Pike County. So let's go ahead and talk to you guys about the latest information with this. This is a tornado warning for northwestern Clark, central Pike, southwestern Garland, southeastern Montgomery, and southwestern Hot Spring County until 9:45 this evening. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Center Point, or 7 miles southeast of Dirks, moving northeast at about 60 miles per hour here. So hazard tornado source radar indicated rotation with this storm here. So this is going to impact my folks over here in Hot Springs County and southern Garland County at this point here. So you just heard just a second ago, Derek's out. He's going to be intercepting this storm here in just a little bit. He's going to be traveling it down I-30, trying to meet this storm as it's pushing towards the north and east here. But Pike County, if you're in Pike County right now, you need to be staying in shelter immediately. This is going to go right towards Abney, okay? So Abney over here, northwestern Clark County, western Hot Spring County, and also Garland County. This is going to start moving towards this area here, okay? So Hot Springs, you're now under the tornado warning. Lake Hamilton, you're now under the tornado warning. Caddo Valley over here along Interstate 30, you're now under the tornado warning as well. Take your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls to uni outside as possible. Get to the lowest area of your home as quickly as you can, folks. And as mentioned before, 17 tornado reports so far. And I do believe that it's going to continue throughout watching the nighttime hours here, okay? So this is what we got. I'm going to be taking a look at kind of everything at this point, making sure. Let me see if we got some reports or anything like that here right now. I think we're good to go. Just double checking everything right now here. But the tornado warning remains in effect across this area here. Let me double check everything at this point. Right now, no confirmed tornado with this right now, but you need to treat it as if it were confirmed at this current time here, okay? Also, I'm getting a lot of reports of a semi being flipped over on Interstate 30 westbound near Fulton at this point. So that is going to be with this down here in southwestern Arkansas. This is producing 60 to 70 mile per hour winds, guys. So definitely an active night for us here at Arkansas Weather Watchers. It's Assistant Chief Forecaster Cameron back here once again to give you guys kind of this live view on what we're expecting across the area at this point. So we're going to switch back over to the LZK's radar here, and you're going to see what we've got. Tornado warning for Pike County down here. Let's go ahead and put a track on this storm real fast. So this storm is moving to the northeast at 60 miles per hour. So your reaction time is not going to be great with this storm. Right here, moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. So it's going to include the following areas. We've got Abney, we've got Lake Hamilton, Rockport, Malvern, Lonsdale, and then Poyen at this point. You can see the minutes all under 1 hour because it's moving at 60 miles per hour, so it's moving a mile a minute. So Lake Hamilton, you've got about 30 minutes. Take that time now. Abney, you've got less than 10. Malvern, you've got over 40 minutes now to seek your tornado precautions. Lonsdale, you have a little bit over 50, and in Poyen, you have right around that hour time frame over there in Grant County, but use that cautionally. Over here in Hot Spring, Grant, Saline County, over here in Garland County, over here near Malvern, take the time now. You're outside of the polygon. Take that time now to seek those tornado precautions. That way you are ahead of the game and you are ahead of this storm here at this point. But this is what we've got right here in Pike County, tornado warning across the board. And in Yale County, not forgetting about you folks up here, this is moving northeast at 60 miles per hour with this storm. So we're going to put a track on this real quick. Give me 1 second. Let's get this going. Right here in Yale County, it's going to go to the northeast at 60 miles per hour. So this is going to include the following areas. We're talking Danville, you've got 4 minutes. Darnell, you've got 20 minutes. Seek your tornado precautions. Russellville, mainly on the eastern side of Russellville, you've got about 25 minutes. Pottsville, you've got 27. And in Atkins, you've got about 30 minutes at this point here. Okay, this is moving at 60 miles per hour, which means it's moving a mile a minute across the board. So Yale County over towards Pope County, Pope, Conway County, and also towards Van Buren County. This is moving northeast at about 60 miles per hour. This is going to clip the eastern side of Russellville, mainly on the eastern side of Russellville, Pottsville, Atkins, Darnell, Highway 105 over here, Highway 64, Interstate 40. Watch the situation closely. Also, Highway 124 up here in Pope County. And then you can see as it continues off towards northeast, it's eventually going to make its way towards Van Buren County up here along Highway 65 up here towards Clinton. Clinton, I would watch this storm close up here in Van Buren County. You're completely out of the polygon right now, but this is going to be generally headed towards that direction. So take the time now. Take those tornado precautions. Stay ahead of the game with this system here, guys. Okay, but as I said before, Derek's going to be out. I'm going to be in communication with him from time to time at this point to kind of see what's going on across the area here. Give me 1 second. I think I just got the new information regarding the tornado watch. Tornado watch has now been updated for southwestern Arkansas here. Okay, so I'm going to get that information up here just shortly. Dustin, I do appreciate it. And I appreciate my forecasters across the board. It's been a very, very long night for southwestern Arkansas here, but tornado warning remains in effect for Pike County, Hot Spring County, Clark, and Garland County at this point. Yale County, Pope County, Perry County at this time. Down here in southwestern Arkansas, tornado possible with this storm. Okay, it's a severe thunderstorm warning, but tornado is possible. Damage threat considerable with this particular thunderstorm as it pushes off towards the northeast at about 60 miles per hour. And you can see these storms are rapidly moving into the state here. Okay, so you can see over the last couple of hours, it's just been a mess of severe thunderstorms coming out of Oklahoma and Texas as we've been watching for. And you can see what's going on. This is going to continue in towards the area here. So the tornado watch has been now updated. Much of eastern Oklahoma, northeast Texas is completely out of it. I would say if you're behind this line of storms from Fayetteville to Fort Smith to Mena down to Texarkana, you're good to go. You're in all clear. You're good to go at this point. Okay, but for my folks in central Arkansas and eastern Arkansas, this is where the flashlight is going to start turning towards your direction, because this line of storms is going to start pushing eastward within time. But if you're in western Arkansas from Fayetteville all the way down to the row of counties in western Arkansas, you got it all clear. You're good to go at this point here. Okay, but this is what we've got at this time here. Tornado warning remains in effect at this time here. Let me go over and double check everything at this point. Make sure we're not seeing anything. Tornado sirens are going off in Hot Springs right now here, okay? Over here in Hot Spring County, Garland County, Clark, and Pike County. This is what we've got at this point. This is going to continue to move on towards northeast at 60 miles per hour. Let's take a look at the the velocity real quick. And I'm also taking a look at the reports at this current time here. Okay, so new damage reports coming in. Severely damaged barn, down power lines in Mansfield. That's up there in northwestern Arkansas from those storms earlier on. Right now, tornado warning is in effect. I'm not seeing any sort of report of a tornado on the ground, but do not let that concern you. Okay. Tornado warning is in effect at this point. Let's read to you guys that warning. It's going to go for Clark, Pike, Garland, Montgomery, and Hot Spring County. It's going to go until 9:45, moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. So this is going to go for Malvern, downtown Hot Springs. I think for the majority of this, it's going to stay south of downtown Hot Springs. But I say the Malvern area, I would definitely watch it very closely over there in Hot Spring County. And then it's going to try to make a run for Saline and then eventually Grant County before it's all said and done across the area here. Okay, so we're going to watch the situation closely. Southwest Arkansas continues to tornado watch. But right now, at this particular moment, it appears this is going to be the only area here. And then outside of Yale County up here. These severe tornado warnings continue up here in northern Arkansas. These are mainly for 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. I do believe your tornado threat up here is starting to wane just a little bit. We're still going to have to watch the area of rotation along this line of storms here. Let's go back over to our replay activity and show you guys what I mean. But the severe tornado warning still continues for that area. But you can see where the tornado warning is right now, and then you have the tornado possible tag down here in southwestern Arkansas at this current time here. So I believe at this particular moment, I'm double checking everything right now. I'm not seeing any reports, which is great news. But as I said before, if you're just now tuning in, I do appreciate you guys for being here. Derek is out intercepting the storm right now. I'm going to be in communication with him once he gets in place. But the biggest thing right now here, the rotation right now in Pike County, we're going to watch the situation closely. I'm going to go ahead and go back over to the Fort Smith radar, because Fort Smith radar is going to tell the story with this one here. And I'm going to see if we can get a better look on the rotation at this time here. So it's going to be right here, storm relative velocity. There it is right there. So Pike County, there's the area of rotation right in here. Okay, and this is going to be moving to the north and east here. So we're going to put a track on the tornado portion of the storm. So right here, let's go ahead and get you guys set up right here. Okay, so this is going to move to the northeast at 60 miles per hour. That means it's moving a mile a minute. It's going to go towards Abney. You got less than 10 minutes if you're in the Abney area. Then you got Lake Hamilton right around 30 minutes. Use that 30 minutes wisely. Don't try to go out and look for this thing. You're not going to see it first and foremost because it's nighttime and it's likely rain wrapped. But don't go outside. Get away from the windows. Get away from the exterior walls and take those tornado precautions immediately, okay? Rockport, you have about 45, 46 minutes. Use that time wisely. Malvern, you are outside of the tornado warning itself. However, you have about 46, 47 minutes. Use that time wisely, guys. Use this time now because this storm is moving a mile a minute. So every minute that you're wasting time not taking shelter is a minute that you could be using to take shelter. So keep that in mind across the board, okay? And then you say Lonsdale, you got 50 minutes. And then Traskwood, you got near an hour. Malvern, Traskwood, over there in Grant County, Saline, Hot Spring County, you got about an hour to watch this storm. It's coming at you at 60 miles per hour. Use that hour wisely. Use it wisely at this current point here, okay? So, let me see here. We do have also one more thing I want to note, and I know it's been kind of tornado warnings city across Arkansas, but we do have flash flood warnings across the area here. Let me see if we can go over and pull that up for you guys here. But we do have a multiple amount of flash flood warnings here, and they have all considerable damage through here. Keep this in mind. This is starting to become a problem now for our folks over here in western Arkansas here, okay? It's producing 1 to 2 inches an hour. Even though we're in a drought, you can still get flash flooding here. So considerable damage for the flooding threat over here in western Arkansas, northwestern Arkansas. The tornado threat continues for our folks in central, southern Arkansas, and over here in west central Arkansas at this current time here, okay? So do me a favor, guys. If you're in the live stream right now, tag your family, tag your friends. That way they can stay updated. We've had 2,000 people solid on this live stream the entire way. And I love seeing it, guys. That means everybody's paying attention and trying to figure out what's going on here. But let's go back down to this real quick. This is going to be the tornado warning storm right here going towards Abney. Let's go ahead and put the, let's take a look at something else real quick. Let's go to the coalition coefficient. And basically, it's just detects if there's any rotation or anything going on here. Right now, I'm not seeing it, which is great news. But still, take your tornado precautions immediately at this point here, at this current time here. We're going to watch the situation closely. But right here, where you see your green and you see your reds kind of combining as one, that is where that area of rotation is going to be right there outside of Abney. It's going to be just southwest of that point, or in northeastern Pike County or northwestern Clark County, and it's going to be moving east within time here. So Hot Spring, Grant, Saline, also southeastern Garland County. Watch the situation closely. This should, and I say should very loosely, stay south of downtown Hot Springs. I know the sirens are going off in Hot Springs right now. Go ahead and take those tornado precautions just to be on the safe side. But this should, I mean should, stay south of downtown Hot Springs. I'm more concerned about that Lake Hamilton, the Malvern and Traskwood, the Dawson area over there in Hot Spring County and Saline and Grant County at this current time here. But that's something that I will keep a very close eye on here. But right now, I think this should stay just south of downtown Hot Springs here. But it's just too close of a call. Go ahead and seek the tornado precautions just to be on the safe side at this current point here. Okay, so I'm double checking everything right now, taking a look at everything. Let me see here at this point. Right now, I'm not seeing any other reports of any damage or anything, which is obviously great news across this area here. But unfortunately, this has been a very, very bad setup for severe weather. Also, one more thing I want to note is the rainfall potential now. We're starting to go from a tornado outbreak to a damaging wind threat to now a flooding threat across the board because of how slow these storms are moving to the east here. So, yes, we're in a drought. Yes, we need the rainfall, but too much of a good thing will not work for us here in Arkansas. That's the biggest thing across the area here. Now, let's take a look at something else while I have everybody here. It's going to be the instability. This is how much instability we have. And I know you're going to look at this, you're in Eastern Arkansas, you're thinking, oh man, that's barely anything. Notice where your tornado warnings are occurring right now here. Your tornado warnings are occurring in instability, which is the top number, by the way, with about 100 to 150. That means that even the slightest bit of instability is causing these storms to go up and go instantly tornadic. So keep that in mind across the area here. Just because you have very low instability does not mean that you're out of the gate with this system here. We have a lot of wind shear, a lot of helicity that's going to be impacted with these storms, and that's the biggest thing that we're going to have to watch as we get towards the time frame here, guys. But we're going to keep an eye on the situation very closely. I'm going to take a look at the Hope storm real quickly here. I'm going to go down here and take a look at that here. I'm going to go over to our Shreveport radar. There's now another severe thunderstorm warning. We have to watch this close going towards Shreveport. That may make a run for down here in Columbia and Union County here. But we're going to watch the situation closely here. But I'm going to keep an eye on this storm right here in Hope at this point. And you can see, let's go over to our velocity scan right here, right in there in southeastern Hempstead County. That's where that area of rotation is going to be. It's going to move into Nevada County and eventually Ouachita County. So watch the situation closely. I would not be shocked with the next update that there may be a tornado warning that may go out, kind of like this, that goes from Rawson, it goes over towards Nevada and over towards Ouachita County at this point here. But we're going to watch the situation closely at this current time here. But the biggest thing is take your tornado precautions immediately, guys. And you can see this is not only a tornado threat, but a wind threat and now a flooding threat across the area here. And this is severe thunderstorm warning down here, 9:30, tornado possible. Thunderstorm damage threat considerable. Wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour with this storm here. That's the biggest thing with this. These storms are moving so fast, they're bringing all that wind energy down to the surface, and that's where you're going to have to watch it. With a severe thunderstorm warning, tornado pause. With this one, tornado warning makes an effect for Pike, Clark, Hot Spring, and Garland County. We've got this one right up here. Let's talk about this one as well. I'm going to go back over to our Fort Smith radar and take a look and see what's going on with this potential storm right here. Still tornado warned until 9:30, which is going to be about 10 minutes from now. We'll wait and see what happens with this one. They may replace it with a severe thunderstorm warning, which will be tornado possible, or they may extend the tornado warning into Polk County. If that happens, it's going to include Russellville, interest along Interstate 40, and also Conway County. So keep that in mind across the area here. But right now, there's the area of rotation here at this point. Let's go over and take a look at our correlation coefficient at this current time here. Let's take a look at that real fast. And right now, I'm not seeing any indication, which is great news, by the way. I'm not seeing any indication of a tornado on the ground with either one of these tornado warnings right now here. So we're down to 2 tornado warnings at this point. I'm not seeing any sort of debris ball or anything like that, something that we were seeing earlier, which is obviously great news. But the biggest thing is, watch this situation closely across the area here, okay? So now a lot of people are asking about the rainfall potential. We're talking widespread 1 to 3 inches of rainfall. Could be some locally higher amounts across the area. Right now, we're more concerned about the tornado threat. The flooding threat will come later on as this line of storms moves through and the heavy rainfall threat starts materializing across the area. This should be out of here by the time we get towards that 2, 3 o'clock in the morning time frame. But right now, at this particular moment, I don't see any sort of debris ball or anything like that, which is obviously great news across the area here. But let's take a look at the reflectivity here. You can see a very active scene. Flash flooding reports up here in northwestern Arkansas. As a matter of fact, bear with me for just a bit, and we can get those reports up, those storm reports up on your screen here. We'll have that popping up here just shortly here, guys, and you can see what's going on across the area. We've got multiple tornado reports, tornadic debris signature. We've got multiple reports of downed trees. Look at there, report of tree down over here on Highway 23. Could be a possible tornado in Franklin County. Wind damage down here in southern Arkansas, southwest Arkansas. A trailer tractor overturned on Interstate 30 that was for Fulton over there in Hempstead County earlier on here. So the reports are coming in left and right. What's been going on. We've had multiple tornado reports in southeastern Oklahoma and northeast Texas. And this is just going to continue into the state as we get towards the night and the early part of your overnight hours here, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and read to you guys some newest information with this. They're still continuing the tornado warning for Clark, Pike, Garland, Montgomery, and also Hot Spring County. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado near Center Point, or 7 miles southeast of Dirks, moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. Hazard tornado, source radar indicated rotation at this current time here. So Hot Spring, Murfreesboro, Glenwood, Abney, Daisy State Park, Hot Springs Memorial Field, DeGray Lake State Park, also Dawson, also Hot Spring National Park, Bismarck, Oakland Racetrack over here, and also Sunshine over here in west central Arkansas. So the tornado warning remains in effect until 9:45, which is about 15 to 20 minutes from now with this particular tornado warning here. And I'll be very interested to see if they extend it into Hot Spring or in the Grant or in the Saline counties here. Now this one right here is going to go until 9:30. I would not be shocked with this potential one based off of the radar presentation. It appears as though the area of rotation is just not as intense as it was before. Okay, that's the biggest thing here with this. It's not as intense as it was before when it was coming out of Polk County, POK, Montgomery, and Scott counties here. But we'll see what happens. If they extend the warning, we'll go from there. I'm going to double check and make sure on our other side over here, we're going to have radar pulled up behind me. And we'll see what happens with this storm here. But there's now a severe thunderstorm warning in place. It's going to go for Perry, Garland, Saline, and Montgomery. It's going to go until 10 o'clock. We have a severe thunderstorm warning at this point. And then it's 4, 60 mile per hour winds, 1 inch hail with that storm here. Okay, we've got a lot of damage reports coming in. Tornado warnings remains in effect. I'll be curious to see if they do anything with the one in Yale County here. But you can see what's going on here. There's the storm moving in, going into Polk County, POPE. That one on Interstate 30, yeah, I see that report of a tractor trailer being thrown over on Interstate 30. That's why you never want to let your guard down with straight line winds, guys. Tornado watch still remains in effect until midnight tonight for much of central, western, and northern Arkansas. This will start to trim across western Arkansas because your threat is over with. And you can see the amount of tornado reports we've had in northeast Texas, southeast Oklahoma, western Arkansas, a lot of damage wind reports and stuff like that. That's the biggest thing across the area here, guys. We've had a lot of tornado reports with this setup, and we'll recap more and more with this once time progresses here, guys. But this is what we've got at this point. We'll go ahead and stop the radar for just a moment, and you can see what we have here. So severe thunderstorm warning still remains in effect. Yale County still into the tornado warning. It's going to go until 9:30. I think they're going to let this one go. We'll see. We'll see what happens with this one. I haven't seen an update or anything like that with it. They may end up letting it go. But if that happens, we'll drop to just one tornado warning, which is a breather from where we were earlier on here. So, Amity, this is a tornado warning storm. We're still tracking it. You have 2 minutes. It's on top of you right now. It's been 2 minutes ago. It's right on top of you right now. If you're in Lake Hamilton, you've got 20 minutes. Rockport, 30. Malvern, 34, 35. Lonsdale, right around 40. And then Trashwood, right around 45 minutes here, okay? We're going to have to watch the situation closely. We'll keep you guys updated on that. But right now, this is transitioning from southwest Arkansas, west Arkansas. Now it's going to start moving into the central portions of the state here. High winds will be the main threat. The tornado threat will be there as well. I'm going to be real curious to see what they do with the tornado warning. I don't know if they're going to allow it to continue. We'll see. Let me double check and see everything right now here. We'll be real curious to see what they do with that. But it's still expected to expire by that 9:30 time frame here. So the thunderstorm warning remains in effect across this area, and the tornado warning continues until I believe 9:45 for this one down here in Pike, Hot Spring, Clark, Garland, and also Saline and Grant counties at this current time here. Okay, and then you can see down here in southwestern Arkansas damage reports, and you can see right here that tractor trailer being thrown over. I'm wondering to see if there's any more reports that are going to be coming out with this one. Tornadic debris, let's see here. Trees are down. Possible tornado over there in Franklin County. Let me double check and make sure we're good on reports over here. Let me take a look at something real fast. Okay, give me 1 second here. We'll take a look at everything right now here. At this moment here, okay, so now we have a new mesoscale discussion that is now out for North Louisiana and Southeast Arkansas. So I'm going to read to you guys the following. The risk for supercells capable of producing tornadoes may begin to increase by midnight tonight. That is for Southeastern Arkansas. So remember, you guys are in the low risk over here. You may start to see severe thunderstorms go up across this area here for a potential tornado watch. So keep that in mind. We'll see if I can get that mesoscale discussion up right over here. Basically, right there. I'm going to turn the rainfall off for just a second. But right here, from El Dorado to Monticello to Dumas, over towards Lake Village, supercells are going to start developing down here, and they're going to move north in time. Watch this situation closely. If any tornado warnings get issued throughout the overnight hours, we will be here, guys. I promise you, we're not going anywhere. We've got a lot of people in the live stream right now. We appreciate each and every one of y'all for tuning in, and this is what we do. This is what we keep you guys updated on the latest here, okay? So, tornado warnings to race in effect until 9:45. I don't know what they're going to do with that one. We've got 2 minutes left. I'll be real curious to see if they're going to extend it with time. We'll see what happens. If they extend it, it's obviously going to go for Polk County and Conway County over here. Let's go ahead and double check the rotation real quick. So we're now down to just 2 tornado warnings, so it makes it a little easier to kind of go through and kind of check everything here. So let's take a look at the velocity scan real fast. Go to our storm relative velocity real quick, and give me 1 second here. Okay, so Yale County, there's still area of rotation with this. So what's probably going to end up happening with this storm is that Yale County storm, you're going to have to watch this close because there may be an additional tornado warning that may get issued with this one here. So give me 1 second. We double check, make sure we're good. And definitely, yeah, there it is right there. There's the area of rotation really starting to stand out once again. And I was fearing that when it was coming off of the mountains over here in Yale County, coming into Polk County, coming down in the valley. So we'll watch it closely. We'll keep you guys updated on the latest. But right now, that tornado warning is set to expire within the next minute. I think they're probably going to extend this into Polk County and stuff like that. But this is the storm down here now, and some good news across the board in the Pike County, the Hot Spring County, and the Clark County storm. It appears right now that the rotation is starting to decrease just a little bit, but don't take it for granted, guys. Okay, we can watch the storm closely. Let's take a look at that real quickly and kind of bring this down just a little bit. Okay, that severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, has been canceled. down here in southern Arkansas, but there it is right here. So the area of rotation is still broad, but we'll keep an eye on here. And also, the tornado warning up here has been allowed to drop. So now, we are now down to one warning. We're now down to one warning. We're now starting to make some progress with this severe weather threat here. Now, obviously, there's going to be more warnings generated as it gets into central and then in the eastern Arkansas later on this evening. But the biggest thing is we've gone from what at one point almost 10 tornado warnings across the state to now just one. And now we have a severe thunderstorm warning here and a severe thunderstorm warning of northern Arkansas and stuff like that. I do believe that is a severe thunderstorm watch up there along the Arkansas-Missouri border. But we'll watch the situation closely. So now, that tornado warning has been allowed to expire in Pike County. That one's gone. The biggest thing is, with this one, now what's going on with this one now is they're kind of making this tornado warning kind of shrink a little bit. The tornado warning for Pike County has been canceled. Kind of take a breather for a second. Pike County, it's been canceled at this point here, okay? Let me see here. Tornado warning remains in effect for northwestern Clark, southwestern Garland, southeastern Montgomery, and west central Hot Spring County, moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. So we've kept a track. I'm going to update the track for you guys at this point. So the area of rotation is going to be right here. It's going to track to the northeast at about 60 miles per hour here, okay? So there's new track with this. Lake Hamilton, you've got about 15 minutes. Rockport, you've got 30. Malvern, you've got 30. Traskville, you've got about 41 minutes. Let me see if I can move this. I didn't realize it was in front of the camera. There it is. All right. Benton, about 40 minutes, about 47 minutes. Bauxite, around 50. Bryant, 53. And then Shannon Hills, a little bit over, a little bit under an hour at this point here, okay? So I'm getting a lot of pictures and stuff like that of the tornado from earlier. That was in New Boston. Like I said before, the daylight tomorrow morning is going to tell the story. It's going to tell the story of what's going on across the area here in terms of everything here. So bear with me for just a bit. So before there's a tornado warning across the area here. It goes until 9:45. This is the only tornado warning storm in the state right now. So if you're in Hot Spring County, Garland, Clark, Saline, Grant, take your tornado precautions. Just be on the safe side. There's the area of rotation right in here. We're going to zoom this out and you guys kind of a statewide view on what's going on here, okay? So we're going to go back over to our reflectivity. Now that we've lowered the number of the tornado warnings, we can kind of take a deep breath at this point, but we are not done yet. We are not out of the woods just yet here. We're going to have to watch every single area of rotation along the line of the storms as they're pushing eastward here, okay? But the biggest thing right now here, we go over to our special weather statements real quickly here, because special weather statements are still coming out with the storm here, okay? Still one tornado warning in effect right now. We're still monitoring these storms very, very closely. We're going to have more updates and stuff like that as time progresses here. But the biggest thing is, let's go back over to this real fast. Tornado warning remains in effect here. Tornado watch remains until midnight tonight. Keep in mind, for my folks over here in southeastern Arkansas and eastern Arkansas, I do fully expect that this risk and the tornado watch will push eastward into that part of the area. This is getting out at the highest tornado risk and going now into the very low and low risk areas here, okay? So this is going to continue throughout the overnight hours here. So keep in mind, keep your phones on for any alerts, stay with us, continue to monitor us for updates here. But basically right now, we're down to just one tornado warning here at this point. If that tornado warning goes off the board and we're down to just severe thunderstorm warnings, we are going to break away from live coverage. Now I want to stress, we're going to have radar updates and stuff like that on the page. We're not going anywhere. This is all-night coverage for a reason. We're going to be here. But if that tornado warning in Hot Spring County is allowed to expire, we are going to break away from live coverage. But radar updates and stuff like that is going to continue as time progresses here, okay? So keep that in mind here across the board. But we're going to monitor the situation all night. So stay up all night with us, guys. We're going to be here. We're going to be ready to go. We'll keep you guys updated on the situation here. But this tornado warning now goes until 9:45, and we've got about 10 minutes to see what happens with this one if they don't drop it earlier than that, because what's going on is the area of rotation is starting to die off with the storm here. We just have to watch the situation closely, but this is great news across the area. But that does not mean that this threat is over. It just means that, hey, you get a breather. You get a time to catch your breath and stuff like that. That's basically what this means here, because we're still going to have to watch the storm closely. Also, we've got some other areas of concern down here in Polk, Nevada County, Hempstead County. We're going to watch the situation closely with this one. Double checking everything right now. I'm not seeing any other reports or anything like that, which is obviously great news here. And I believe they have dropped the tornado warning. The tornado warning has been dropped with this storm. The storm that is coming out of Clark and Hot Spring County right now, they have dropped the tornado warning. The tornado warning is no longer in effect with this one. So now, let's take a deep breath, kind of recollect ourselves from a very, very long evening, and let's kind of recap on everything right now here, okay? So now, I can start tackling everybody's questions. I can start tackling other stuff here, because now we've gotten to the point where we do not have any active tornado warnings across the area. We're still going to monitor the situation closely, but the tornado warning has been allowed to expire with this one, okay? So let's go over radar real quickly. Give me 1 second. Let's take a look at this real fast here, and there it is, okay? So I'm going to take the county saw. Let's take county saw so you guys can see the map just a little bit better with this here, okay? So the biggest thing is there's still a lot of storms. This threat is not over with just yet. I want to stress that. This threat is not over with just yet. I love the fact that Derek just went out for chasing and a tornado warning canceled. We're not going to talk about that. But anyways, a lot of storms still centered across western Arkansas coming into the state. High winds. The tornado threat will still be there. I want to stress that. The tornado threat is still going to be there. We're going to take a look. Let's take a look at the LCK's radar for just a moment here, okay? There's a lot of storms at this point. We're going to watch the storm down here, southwestern Arkansas. If that starts getting going, we'll keep an eye on it. And we're going to keep an eye on these. These cells right in here are going to become supercells, and they're going to move northeast. Watch the situation closely. We're going to continue to keep you guys updated on the latest. Radar updates are not going anywhere. I want to stress that right now. We're not going anywhere with radar updates. Radar updates are going to continue every 5 to 10 minutes. Updates are going to continue and stuff like that. But folks, like I said before, I appreciate each and every single one of y'all for being here, listening to us, sharing this live stream and stuff like that. Record-breaking views on here. I do appreciate each and every one of y'all for tuning in. But the biggest thing right now is we are not done. We are not done with this severe threat. This is going to continue. Any additional tornado warnings get issued, we will be here and we will keep you guys updated on the latest situation here, okay? We're not going anywhere. If you need information, inbox us, comment on our posts and stuff like that. We got an entire forecast team that's going to be answering questions, and we'll continue to keep you guys updated right here, your source for all things Arkansas weather.